as we had last left it off, you have finally discovered the lost summoning pit by making past its various traps and puzzles. You were accosted by the Tippers, led by Timothy Tipper. The Luckstone, as he had lied to you, was in fact a fabrication. He wanted the lost summoning pit for himself to solidify his legacy and the Tippers. He intended to use the pit to raise a demonic army to crush his enemies in the capital as vengeance for what they had done to him on the night of the Long Knives. However, Otti revealed his true deception to even his own Tippers, in that it required human sacrifice to activate and utilize. The Tippers were conflicted on this. Some followed Timothy blindly and loyally, others questioned his decisions, to the point where the Tippers ended up fighting each other, and Timothy rushed on ahead with the party giving chase. You managed to catch up with him. He tried to convince you to come over his side, but you couldn't come to an agreement, and in the end came to blows. The fight did not go Timothy's way, so he rushed off ahead. The party gave chase, but only Rennas was able to keep up with him, chased him all the way to the vortexy pit. He tried to convince Timothy to stand down, but Timothy was not going to give up, and he pushed Rennas into the pit, but missed his own steps and fell in himself. They tussled a little bit while swirling around in the vortex, but Timothy was able to get himself out via a grappling hook, leaving Rennas to fall, and he woke up in the abyss and found his grandfather, Lorandir, who was cursed to be there after slaughtering several followers of the goddess Umbali. However, with the dagger that Timothy had brought with him and Rennas had stolen, an opportunity to escape hell had arisen. His soul was already promised to Umbali. By offering his soul a contract, he violated the terms of that contract and was brought before the gods or goddess or deity that originally offered the contract, sucking him out of the abyss, bringing Rennas with him, throwing him out of the portal midway, forcing Rennas to rematerialize on the material plane. You made your way back to the pit, and you eventually found Timothy. Timothy was unrepentant, and his only sorrow was that he couldn't build the legacy that he wanted. And he gave Rennas a cryptic warning that one day some young punk with big dreams like Rennas would step up and take him down, just like what happened with Timothy. Rennas elected to extend his hand towards Timothy one more time, instead of ending his life. Whether or not these words reached Timothy, you do not know, for Timothy passed away due to his blood loss. And that is where we had left it. So, all of you currently stand on the plateau.
Hey there.
Looking out at the vortex that is the Lost Summoning Pit. Denin, Pavon, and Blade are there with you. Blade, wounded but alive. The other two, minorly wounded. You guys have done it. You found the Lost Summoning Pit. The three remaining Tipper heads just stare out at this place in awe of what it is. What do you guys want to do?
Does anyone actually know how we destroy this thing?
I can fill it. Plug it.
With what? It's pretty big.
I guess.
Meg, your sound's kind of funny, I think. Or is it Jax?
No, it's Meg.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. I imagine that my battery may be dying, and let me plug myself in. Fingers crossed that's going to be better.
I mean, I can try shooting an arrow into it, but I don't think it's going to work. I think we're going to need something a little bit heavier. No one have a
Cracking on
crack
that?
spawning pit spell? No? A cracker might do it.
Yeah, cracking on an arrow. So that's why none of you responded to me then, because nobody heard me suggest a kraken being put in the hole to plug it. Okay.
No.
Fair.
I heard
Fair,
hold
fair.
plug it, but didn't know what.
Ah.
Maybe we should take a look at these, you know, the triggers, the levers, everything that was back in the previous, you know, inside the...
Russ, you get the feeling that those levers were probably just to guard the entrance and had nothing to do with the pit itself.
I'm wondering if it's something to do with this beacon that's here when I put it out.
Oh, magical beacon, tell us how to destroy this pit.
I'd be scared of activating it if we're so close to it.
I'm holding on tightly, it's fine. Does the beacon change in any way because it's this close to a pit?
No.
It's almost like we should have a plan before we came here. Onwards to the spawning pits! Yeah, we don't know how we'll fix it when we get there.
I mean,
How about the old books and journals? Did they say anything about spawning pits or how they managed to clear any of them? I know this is a special one, but I think it's mainly special because it was hard to find.
I don't think it has anything in the War of Argoneth. I'm just skimming through to the later chapters now.
Just
Well, I'm
to save
thinking-
you some time, I'm fairly certain there is a clue in the War of Argoneth when Ballard found the summoning pit, and with the help of the Duergar, they collapsed it, and that's how they destroyed it.
Let me take a quick skim and see.
So we just need to, like, every stone pillar we see, shatter it, preferably while having an exit.
I mean, it's
Company led by Ballard ventured with the Duergar into the subterranean corridors beneath the sands, found the hidden spawning pit that the attacks were originating from, and purged it. With the underground secure, Balasar ordered an attack on the canyon Slitter was camped on. Pincered by Ballard and the Duergar, Slitter was forced to abandon his offensive once again. The Korgor offensive ended in another victory for Windward, and the Duergar returned to their homes. The paragraph prior says, due to the destructive nature of demons, they attacked the Duergar, who had remained neutral during the war. Thanks to some very careful negotiation from Ballard and Kane retreating with the volunteer dwarves from the battlefield, the Duergar company agreed to assist in the battle as a one-time deal. Just says about purging
yeah.
the...
So then the clue there would basically be something holy in that regard.
Korgrit? Oh, he fucked off and left us.
Verity?
Plug the hole with the
Verity.
dwarf.
Verity?
Verity.
Is Verity holy enough to destroy it? What's the strongest holy spell you've got?
Because we've leveled up now, I could do a level 7 anything. Like guiding bolt or... Hold on, let me take a look at my spell list.
Cure wounds into the spawning pit.
Yeah.
The other divine item we have is Marcus's book, but that thing won't let me go near it.
You don't. Right, so you as a player know that, you as a character don't, because you've never interacted with that as a character.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
with
Have
the
you?
centaurs.
Yeah, she did try. He did try,
Okay.
and it wasn't,
You said it was
able to
rejected.
get access to it.
No, it's during the
Is that cool?
centaurs. Because we that's how we bribe them. That's how we convinced the centaurs to help us. Was we were like, oh look, we have this holy book that's proof of this, and whatever.
It's somewhat coming back to me.
But well, anyway, I tried to attune to it, and the book was like, hell no. Hate
Yeah,
Quaxamius and all that.
Yeah, there was a definitive line that the book was not willing to cross because of your current patronage.
If only Timothy had a line he wasn't willing to cross, he'd still be alive. I mean, we can just start smashing pillars down, or we can try and send something into the void. It goes to some weird hell dimension, though. I'm not sure that guiding bolt's going to collapse something that good.
Well, if you were in there, anything that's doable from the inside, or anything like what is down
Well, that
there?
depends. Rennas, have you told them what happened to you in there?
No, I was kind of caught up with watching Timothy die.
I kind of imagined that we just saw Rennas in the tip of this area, and we were joined there, and then just like, oh, let's destroy this, and yeah.
Everything's all of a bit of a blur. It's but yes, it was some weird hell dimension. This giant beast was attacking me. This lovely chap who was devilishly handsome saved my life. Turned out to be a good old friend of mine. Granddaddy Lovandia.
So while this is all going down, I'm just going to be like shooting a few like sacred flames into there because it's holy and free.
Okay.
Maybe the 94th.
So as you fire constantly, like just shoot a few sacred flames in there, you just see the flames.
And we're just kind of like poking, like.
Yeah. They mix with the red lightning in there, but you get the feeling that what you're doing to it is nowhere near powerful enough to truly have an effect.
I just
Any
start playing,
chance? Yeah.
pinball with it now. I'm just like.
Any chance the creators of this pit had some kind of failsafe, some kind of destruct, some kind of concentration of holy magic or something that would allow us to.
Demons don't think.
Yeah, I don't think the people that built this pit had access to holy magic somehow.
Yeah, or there's the ranger people that were by the pit, like in the area.
Did you say that Grace? Was it Grace that essentially was the one in the book? Sorry, I didn't quite catch it.
Ballad.
It was Ballad, okay. And it was Grace that your dad was talking to you about, or your granddad was talking to you about, in the other side, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say as I relay the story and you ask me about it.
Like, I'll kind of turn to Verity and be like, I don't know if it'll work or not, but shall we try asking Grace? I know she's only intervened on our behalf once, and I think she got in trouble for it, but if she was on the other side, maybe she'll be close enough to help us close it?
It wasn't Grace that closed the rift. It was the Goliath.
Yeah, the glaive did it. We just kind of stood the praise and
Go and grab the glaive and come back and destroy that way.
I can't remember if it's the same day where I spoke to Steve. Have I already spoken to Steve today?
Yes.
During the
yes,
chapter.
I think you did.
Then I don't want to tap him again because then there's a 25% chance that he can't do it. Or it'll be wrong. I don't know.
Lepht will turn to the heads and just ask, did Timothy ever make any mention of how to destroy this if it ever left his hands?
Blade says, well, unfortunately, when I was in the war, I was kind of sticking to the capital at the time. So I didn't really know much. Pavon? Yeah, I know it required significant force, but beyond that, I never saw it happen. I was in the Draconic Craglands during the time of the war, so I couldn't say to you. Anyone who's fought in the war probably would have an idea. On the front lines. But I can't say we have anybody that old in the tippers beyond Timothy himself.
He's not talking so much now.
You killed him?
I actually tried to save him against my better judgment, and that bit me in the ass. But he died from his wounds during the return from hell, I think. The journey was a little bit of a rough one, and we got back, and he kind of went.
Can I retcon when Rennas was saying the story and he was saying about how he was pure and that's why he didn't turn into a demon, that Arri burst into laughter.
What? What? But am I a demon? I must be pure. It's the only answer.
Pure stupid.
Arri is hyperventilating, laughing to the point where she's trying to say something. Yeah, and just keeps laughing.
I mean, we have got a couple of big spell scrolls in the bag. The only one that might be useful is the disintegrate. Verity, I think we've seen you use that before.
Indeed, I can disintegrate. I just don't have any 6th level spell slots left.
Well, it's a scroll, so
yeah, I could do that.
It's 9th level though.
I'm is disintegrate necrotic?
A ninth level disintegrate.
Yes.
Is it
necrotic? Have you got 9th levels? Have you got 9th level slots yet, Verity? No, you haven't. Have you?
Only
you can do disintegrate, but it's of a level that you can't do. So you can attempt to do it. The DC, I believe, would be 9th level. For you, it would be a DC 13 Arcana.
Okay, hold on. Let me just double check what my Arcana's like.
Well, also check your Arcana to see if you can work out what effect the 9th level disintegrate would have on this place. Is that? I mean, that sounds pretty big, but is that spawning pit collapsing big?
I have a +6 to Arcana. Can I do a check to see if the disintegrate could work?
Make an intelligence check.
We're fucked. No.
You're up every night reading. I thought you were really smart.
Yeah.
I am not.
Verity, you could use your divine guidance thing, and I can I can play you a song or something.
Yeah, but are we going to want to use the disintegrate if it doesn't work?
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Unless you want to stick the biggest amount of guiding bolt in there, I don't know what else to do.
I mean, we could go back and I know the switches weren't anything to do with it, but maybe there's some other clue somewhere in this place. We haven't really had a chance to look around it. We kind of got pounced on the second we got here.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, Rich, I actually didn't hear half of what you just said there. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I said maybe just looking back through the spawning pit. You said the levers on that were just things for the entrance, but maybe there's something in here that will give us some sort of clue. Because I think we're a little bit stuck actually of how to destroy a spawning pit. It's a little bit beyond us.
Okay. Well, you guys, some of you are pretty fucking hurt, aren't you? So what I'll say is, over the course of the next day or so, you guys very much check, investigate, turn every stone that you can think of to try and find some structural weakness or some fail-safe or something, anything that will give you a clue as to how to destroy these bits inside the dungeon, but you come up short.
He always does.
In that time, you're able to long rest. You're able to apply your new skills and abilities. Zippers that remain, and more More gather every hour, as the word went out pretty quick, and Timothy's death is a significant blow to the Tippers in their unity, along with the death of one of the heads as well. A lot of people kind of walk out, are at risk of walking out on the organisation itself. And Denin, Pavon, and Blade, they just don't have the presence required to keep it all together.
Someone give me a soapbox. I find the nearest bit of rock that I can stand on, and I'll start shouting out to people.
I'll give you a gigantic slap on the back and inspire you.
Yeah!
I can make a teleporting disc to make you rise 10 feet above the ground.
Perfect. I'll float up on a little disc. And I will call out, and I'll just be like, I know this seems like a massive blow to the Tippers, but the Tippers have been along.
Almost urge you to make his voice louder as well.
Yeah! The Tippers have endured much worse. The road that Timothy was taking us down was not going to help anybody. It was going to be the death of us. That is not the way anymore. But we are an organisation that has always found a way. We will always beat the odds. We will always be the better option. It's just what we do. We find those little cracks. We slink into them. We adapt. We improvise. We overcome. It's just what the Tippers do. I promise you that without Timothy, we will go from strength to strength. There is so much more we can accomplish. If anything, he was actually holding us back. His plans, his vision, his future, it was all just wrong. The future is without him. There will be a new leader. He will be better. He will guide us so much better than he ever did. Did any of you even see Timothy? Did he ever come down from his ivory tower to mingle with you lot? I met him once, and this is the second time I've met him, and he's done nothing but lie to me the entire time I've known him. We will be a better organisation without him. Believe in me. Anyone stop walking out?
Make a persuasion roll.
Woo! You make a good point.
Are you a D10, Russ?
Yep.
Because, I mean, why not? What's the point in having inspiration if I don't use it? So 35.
Your words carry with a presence. And considering you're wearing Timothy's armour, they are paying attention. The three heads look to you. Those of them who are walking out, they stand, they stop, they listen. Some of them turn to you, Lepht. What do you have to say? You served Timothy longer than any of us.
Timothy had my loyalty, but this was certainly to a fault. He abused my trust and my love for our family, and he twisted it to meet his goal. Perhaps there should not be a singular head. Perhaps there should be a council. Perhaps
3 volunteers right there.
we can break down our responsibilities to lead. Ultimately, the frontier was led primarily by Timothy, due to the organization's headquarters there. I am happy to lead the frontier sect. Vorod will need a replacement, as its leader was weak and short-sighted. But
Edin will
perhaps
speak up and say, well, the frontier was my territory. Suppose I can take over where... what's his fucking name? Yeah. Where Khan failed. I can pick up the slack from there.
Perhaps the head of this snake was removed, but in its place more shall grow. Perhaps we are something greater. Not a snake, but a hydra. Stronger, smarter.
And that's
Hail
where
Hydra!
So yeah, some of the people start saying, "Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra!" I want you to make a persuasion roll, please, Lepht.
Believe it or not, Lepht is not good at persuasion.
Okay, so they do listen to you. The name Hydra does not stick, however.
It's a metaphor. It's. Don't take it literally, people.
So all in all, I'd say the vast majority of the tippers do stick around. The ones that don't probably weren't people you wanted in your organisation anyway.
This is very true. But they could have just been the front line, it's fine.
Eventually, after a little bit of debate, they decide that the tippers as an organisation can still exist, but it needs to split up into factions, unless Rennas was willing to step in as the leader. But that would mean an end to your adventuring.
Yeah, I would happily advise the council that is set up, and perhaps once this war is over and done with, and we are victorious, I will return. But unfortunately, I am needed elsewhere at this time.
So, with that knowledge, the tippers will split up into factions that will work together for mutual gain, beneficiary aid, and they do pledge their allegiance to your army. They will work as assassins, information gatherers, scouts, and where is needed, specialist soldiers.
Okay,
One of the
well,
people
good.
you recognise, one of the people you do recognise, gathering in the Forgotten Pit, is a mohawked dwarf that some of you wrestled a long time ago.
Legend.
No, I forgot that
He's
guy
back.
existed.
You
Yeah,
sent
no.
him here.
No, he's there. He's quite happy to be there. And he's like, he goes around and says, "You know, I wrestled those people sometime, and I fucking nearly won, I did."
Wrestling's not my thing, but yes. Well done.
Arri,
That was like
you
2.5 years ago.
yeah, it was, yeah. Arri, you find your friend and contact within the next day or so. He's a little sick and tired of being in the desert, and he kind of hopes you can put in a good word with the faction leaders to go somewhere nice and tropical. He's kind of hoping they'll Tokyo at this point.
You could just come with us.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
seem safe.
chances are, wherever you go, the worst things in the world are going to be following. I don't particularly want to die just yet.
To be fair, we're currently surrounded on all sides. I feel like wherever you go, the worst things. But I get your point. We do seem to attract disaster right now.
Yeah.
I can
when you were
ask.
I just remember when you were this big and you could barely hit something with that bow, and now
She's still this big.
You're looking.
I was about to say, it wasn't that long ago I was that big.
You're leading fucking armies now. You've outclassed me in every shape or form. Oh, you're very intimidating. Even more so now.
Yeah, well, I'm still a bit shit at picking pockets.
You always were.
Yeah. You think, given my height. But no.
Keep practicing. I'm sure it'll come to you one day.
I get noticed a lot more now, so it's not as easy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So, after that day passes, Verity, is there anything you want to do in that day? Did you want to cast Commune or Sending or anything like that? I know actually Corwin was Sending was Corwin's thing, weren't it?
So I can't do Sending, but I will try a Commune. I'll go somewhere where I'm not around people. Okay, well, magic surged.
Right, what we got? What's going to happen?
All demon spawning pits around you collapse. Yes!
Yay!
It's
Best
possible.
wild magic ever.
It's possible. Come on, where are we? Where is it? Here we go, Wild Magic Search List. Number 82.
But anyway, I did say I go around so I'm not around people just in case something like this happened.
Okay. So as you're beginning to cast this, suddenly everything is weird, everything's big, and you feel armoured, you feel scuttly, and you see some blue thing on the floor from the wall that you're currently sort of crawling over, and it is looking really confused as you see yourself in a slight reflection from just her various items. You see a scorpion crawling on the wall, and as you sort of just get used to your new scorpion life, after a minute you go back to your body.
This is no time to be a scorpion.
The scorpion that was just you for a minute it does certainly look like its whole world has been turned upside down, as having an existential crisis.
I pick him up and put him on my shoulder. You're my friend now.
Make an animal handling check.
We've been inside each other's bodies, so... Animal handling. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, he tries to sting you. There's a +2 to this. 7. So he goes to sting you, like, oh, and he scuttles off away and into one of the cracks in the walls.
Need to talk to Steve now anyway. Steve!
Yeah?
Commune!
Hi,
Yeah.
sorry. I was just
Hi.
drinking some water.
Cool. So,
It's holy water.
what? Wait. The spawning pits. Do we need holy water to?
If you can get a... Wait, this is a commune, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so he kind of somewhat changes the line a little bit, and now a rainbowy spectral dust starts appearing around you. He's now obeying the laws of what commune is supposed to be.
Okay, but like,
So, what's your first question?
first question. Can the spawning pits be destroyed with a level 9 disintegration spell?
You get a sensation from the rainbowish mist it's warm but dispersed and strange, and then the letters appear in the rainbow that just says possible.
Possible thing. And 2 more questions. Ooh. Is there anything else other than the 9th level disintegration spell that we have access to that could destroy it for certain?
That's a well-phrased question.
Is it? I can't tell if it's.
I'm just checking. Bear with me just a moment, please.
Let's go. Okay.
I'm checking spells, Russ. Don't change.
My spells.
Yes, I'm checking everyone's
Sorry.
spells.
Sorry,
Stop
yeah.
it.
Ah, fair. I'll save some time. I don't have any spells.
The bag of holding is in the section above the other tab apart from spells on mine and bio.
Like useful stuff that we could cast.
Yes, I'm looking now. Okay, right, we're done with Russ. Just double check Otti. I know she hasn't got particularly high level magic, but I'm just going to check.
Level 4 now.
Chromatic orb. Ray of frost.
Listen, it's charismatic orb, not chromatic orb.
No,
No,
there's
I'm the
nothing
charismatic
there.
orb.
Alright, let me just check Verity. The Verity sheet will load for me.
Yeah, it likes to be a butt like that.
For like smashing rocks and stuff, I can do shatter, but I'm sure that's inferior to a level 9 disintegrate anyway.
I mean, we could always
think
work
most
on like
things
a
are
combination
inferior to level.
shatter, disintegration.
Okay, so the spell, the words that appear in the rainbowy mist just appear that it's a short phrase that says yes, but it will take a lot.
Is it the guiding bolt?
The words shift once again to just make it unknown.
That's good questions.
We can tie a rope around me, I upcast spirit guardians, and then throw me into the hole.
Well,
I love that plan just for the idea of it.
That's the 3 questions, I guess. It's just me and you now, Steve.
Hey, you know you can cast commune again. I maybe won't have a joke when you do it.
Well, I don't know, because like it says it's less accurate if I cast it again, isn't it?
Let me just check.
Yeah, I think there's like a 25% inaccuracy every time I cast it in the same day.
Yeah, so so 25% chance I think that you get no answer. So there's a 75% chance that you'll get the answer that you want.
Yeah, just don't let me roll. You'll be fine.
But I roll in secret, you see. So.
See, I'd rather just wait till tomorrow because, like, if I get a no or an unclear answer, and
Well, that's the thing. No, that's the thing. You just get no answer if that happens.
Okay.
So you'll know if it doesn't work because you just don't get an answer back.
Okay. I guess I'll give it one more go.
Okay.
Do. Good.
So once again, you stay connected with Steve and says, you know what? No, I'm not feeling tricksy today. I'll keep on answering your question.
Yay!
I got to do it the proper way though, otherwise they get real uppity.
You know, I get it. You know, bureaucrats and all that.
Hold on, let me mist you. The mist once again reappears around you.
Oh, magic answering rainbow of Steve. which one of us has the ability to destroy the pit for certain?
The mist doesn't show words this time. Now it shows you a vision of a cheeky, bespectacled, blue-skinned sorcerer warlock. You also see a serious-looking, long-haired, handsome half-elf. That is Russ.
Ah.
And you
I was
also
going to say, how the hell can I do this?
You also see the long-bearded, blonde-haired, heavy-armoured Corgrim.
Corgrin. Actually, that's a good question. Is Corgrin doing okay?
The words form in the mist. A short phrase that says, he needs help.
Well,
Oh, God.
fuck. Okie dokie.
I mean, we could leave here with a detachment of tippers guarding it. I believe someone just said they got teleport. Help Corgrin. Bring Corgrin back with us once we've helped Corgrin. And maybe he can do something. Or maybe we can tie him around his legs and throw him in and do Spirit Guardian.
I mean, what's the one spell that we all have in common? It's probably like Dispel Magic.
I was
Just
literally
my
just trying to
guess.
think. Last question for you, Steve. Is the spell magic? The one that's certain to destroy the pits.
This time you just get a number.
Oh.
7.
It's a magic number.
Seventh level Dispel Magic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Steve, it's great. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm going to go and panic tell everyone that Corgrin is dying. Because that's all I got from this.
I wish I could tell you more, but nah.
Like, he would be on death's door before he would want, like, to call us back to help, I guess. I think. I don't know. He has sending. He can let us know.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.
Steve's watching so much RuPaul's Drag Race or something.
He's the mischievous unicorn.
There, yeah, I run back to everyone. I'm just gonna be there, like, okay. Spoke to Steve. Chill as always.
Is Verity still a scorpion?
No.
Okay.
It only lasts a minute.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask, just to visualize it properly.
Yeah. I mean, I did kind of like it, though. So yeah. Okay. Steve said I asked questions. Steve was real cool, chill, awesome. Corgrin might be in danger. And it will need a level 7 Dispel Magic on the pits.
Or 7 Dispel Magics.
They can cast a spell at that kind of intensity, if need be.
I can too, but then I can't do teleport. So you would have to go via the rings. Teleportation circle.
Where was the nearest teleportation circle?
In here.
Oh, of course,
there is a teleportation circle in the Lost Summoning Pit.
Provided none of the tippers screwed up with.
No, they haven't screwed up. They're the ones utilizing it to bring people in.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I would need to use the teleportation circle to go back to Corgrin's place.
I mean, you can also do spell slot conversion, can't you?
Only up to level 5.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, y'all decide what you want from me.
Do we want to just try and destroy this now and then get down to Corgrin if he's in trouble?
Well, I guess I should cast whatever I can first, and if that's still not enough, then maybe sacrifice a spell of yours.
Okie doke. Good luck, Russ. And I'll pat you on the back and give you roguish inspiration.
It's worth 0.
I'll just be really
It's actually
gallant.
worth less with Rennas.
Yeah,
like,
if it's from
you
minus, it's
make
actually like a
your
minus
own-
D4.
I get to like use a dagger as a bonus action or something. Okay, well, I'll kind of, like rub my hands together and do it. Are we actually at the spawning pit still?
Yeah, you're still at the spawning pit. So
Yeah.
you can just basically make your way back to the actual plateau that just sort of
Yeah.
leads over there.
And we should all probably be ready to run,
I
because
also want to-
this doesn't seem like the sort of place that will stay up if we bring it
The
down.
range on Dispel Magic is 120 feet.
Yeah.
Is it about 120 feet down? Or does it look further than that?
It looks further than that, but to be fair, it's right. So you get the feeling that it starts probably about 50 feet below you, but then goes on by like 120 feet.
Yeah.
Which is why this is probably going to require the strongest your magic you've ever utilized.
Yeah, but what I was thinking of doing was using my flying shoes to kind of go down, like, quite close to it, and then, full on.
Be very careful.
But I don't want to get sucked into it.
No. And I can't guarantee that would happen, but it seems
I can be
possible.
next to on my broom, and I can hit the dimension door if
And
things
I can also Misty Step away. But yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we stand on the platform where it's nice and safe and just do it from here? You can feel the magic everywhere. If you can dispel that magic, it's gonna go.
Well, I don't want to shoot a fucking blank, do I, Rennas?
I don't know. It's magic shit.
Incredible that after all this time, you still use that excuse, despite having in your possession more magic than your average individual will over their entire lifetime.
Yeah, but they're items. They don't give me that weird tingly feeling in my blood that magic does. It's horrible.
Well, if
Are
you
you
want, I'll
not
curse you
wearing
later.
magical armor right now?
Yes. And that magically protects me. It doesn't come from me.
I dread the things that might come from you.
I'll just roll my eyes at Rennas and kind of walk as near to the edge of the thing as I can.
Yeah. So you can almost feel the screams of the people that have been tossed in there, turned into demons.
Probably what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go any closer to it, but I would like to hover over it still, using the winged boots, and kind of just so I get right in the center of it, so I'm not like firing off to one side or anything, but just so I can. Yeah.
Even with the winged boots, you can almost feel the strong wind currents almost sweeping you away, and you sort of have to correct yourself and be like, "Oh, I'll just go up by about 10 feet just to get a little bit further away from it. Just not risk it."
Might genuinely cast Spirit Guardians at the same time, in case that helps me in any way.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll just at least for flavor or something, I'll try and cast a level 3 Spirit Guardians and hold that, and kind of have all these little soldier men flying around me.
Yeah.
I think it'll look pretty epic, to be honest.
Yeah.
And little flying boots on. I'll look over at Verity and go like, and I will upcast Dispel Magic into the hole.
Okay, so you gather your power. You can feel your hands vibrate as you just take that little bit of extra time just to channel and channel and channel. And that's when you hear that voice. One who powers you says, "You're taking a little bit extra. Can you handle it?"
Can I handle it?
Then get ready. You feel your adrenaline spike. Boom! As you unleash the spell magic, blackish-like kind of orb just sponges out of your palms, falls down 20, 30 feet, and then it immediately goes, expands violently, rotating, almost coalescing and fighting against the vortex. I need you to make a spellcasting check for me, please.
Okay. That is charisma, and because I'm a bard, I get a jack of all trades thing to it. So it's just, I think that'll add it automatically.
You rolled an 18. Alright then. As the energy mixes with the spawning pit, I want Verity and Otti to make an Arcana check, please.
See if they recognise that Russ is now
And anyone
the
else,
powerful magic being.
anyone else who would be proficient in it as well. Alright.
Nice.
Okay, so Otti.
The main magic
and...
user doesn't understand.
Otti and Arri, you realise that something else is going on here. It's not just dispelling it, it's absorbing it.
Oh god.
It's mixing with it.
You've just given all this power to cracks.
The energy, the dark energy that Russ emanates is now mixing with the powers of the spawning pit. And it's almost like ink, like red ink in clear bath water, just slowly spreading out, mixing, coalescing. What are you two gonna do?
How does Russ look in the middle of that?
He's concentrating like fuck on this dispel magic. You can almost see like his teeth grit, his eyes kind of like solidified. So you can see his hair blowing back as he's just trying to push beyond his magical limits and just dispel this spawning pit.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon I'd probably be trying to, fight what's inside me very hard, but maybe not be aware that anything nefarious is going on, just like fully like effort trying to fight something, but yeah.
Well, at this moment, from what you said to me, he basically, Crack Samus, your patron, has just said, "You looks like you're trying to take a little bit extra. Can you take it?" And you say yes. So to me, that says you are willing for this. So
yeah.
You don't particularly realise anything's going wrong because you're just focusing on casting a spell at the moment. It's only those on the outside that notice that something else is happening.
Thought you meant, could you take a little bit extra, like this is going to be harder, can you handle it? Not
yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what you mean. Like,
okay.
It's going to be harder. You need to take a little bit extra power. You're trying to draw a little bit extra power from me. Can you handle it? Sort of
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So so that's what Russ is doing at the moment.
I'm gonna turn to Arri and just with a concerned expression and say, Verity, do you want to go and make sure that he's okay? You can get out there. Don't get too close.
It's fine to me.
It looks fucked up to me.
It's not right.
The whole area begins to shake. You can see rocks start falling down from the stalagmites, almost as if there's like a minor tremor in the ground.
I'm gonna fly up to Rennas. Not Rennas.
Russ.
Yes.
So Russ, as you're concentrating on firing this magic, just trying to tear this spawning pit away, after a few, I'd say probably about half a minute or so, Verity's flown up on her broom is beside you.
And I'm just gonna I imagine Russ has his arms out outstretched.
Yeah, he's like, ah!
Yeah, I'm gonna grab onto one of the arms. And I'm
the only one.
Oh yeah, he's only got one arm, right? So he's only got one arm outstretched at the moment.
I'm gonna grab onto the one arm and like do another level 7 spell.
On him or the spawning pit?
On the spawning pit? Or like,
Alright.
why is imagine Otti would have pointed out as the suspicious thing in the spawning pit.
Yeah, okay, so I want you to make a spellcasting check, please.
Oh no, that's a nat 20 for the whatever.
Yeah.
Can I inspire Verity?
Not at this moment
You're
in
busy.
time.
No, I'm busy. Yeah, I've got a lot
I'll give
going
her
on.
roguish inspiration. It's fine.
So would it just be my...
It'll be a d20 plus your charisma modifier.
So if you just click on charisma, that should be it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Charisma.
Not bad.
Okay, so as Verity grabs onto your arm, Rush, you're like, what the hell is she doing? And then she turns around and unleashes her own. And you can see Verity, you concentrate, bringing out the power within you. The wild terror, Steve, all these powerful beings giving you their blessings as you fire downward. And together you're like firing your energies to disrupt the power of the spawning pits. And now you all
friendship, bitch!
you all feel on the ground, those of you on the ground can feel like proper massive tremors happening now. You can see some of the stalagmites starting to fall over.
I think it's time to go.
The spreading of the ink is halted for now, and that is when a dark light energy, the same dark light energy that Russ used to kill Darrington, starts seeping out from his body and starts crawling towards you, Verity. You can feel maliciousness and anger coming from it. What are you going to do?
I was on mute. I'm just gonna be like, hey Steve, could use a little help here. But I'm not gonna let go of Russ. I believe in him.
Get a handle on yourself.
I'll wave my bow, Noah.
Make a wisdom check for me, please.
Oh god.
Me or Verity?
Both of you, actually.
Very wise.
Okay. So, as this dark mist is seeping towards you, intent on disrupting your disruption, Verity, you can both feel the pit fighting back against you. Verity, you can feel this energy from Russ is trying to push yours away. Like, there's a lot of intermixing energies combating each other at the moment. And that's when the light from the heavens shines down and you hear the horse neighing. And as the light shines down, it goes into Verity's bag. And the book explodes outwards. The book opens its pages, starts flicking forward, stops in the middle, and then glows golden and washes over the both of you. And then you feel a heat coming from above you. A sun-like burst of fire rains down from the heavens straight into the middle of the spawning pit, which disrupts the energies enough for you to push through and finish the spell itself. You can see the stalagmite starting to collapse in on itself. The vortex itself starts to turn into a massive twister. The red lightning cracking and falling. Both of you have to sort of like control yourselves and pull your way backwards, and you come crashing down to the ground next to the hero, next to the rest of the parties. As you all look up to see this twister of red-like energy reaching up into the heavens, twists and turns for a couple of minutes, disrupting the entire area, bringing down the very embankment around it, and then it dispels, leaving a crater where the spawning pit once was. The vortex has died away, the red energy disrupts. The book stops glowing golden and falls down onto the ground. As the gateway to heaven closes up with a slight neigh. And the clouds themselves remain scarred from the twist that had just happened. The spawning pit has been destroyed.
Hooray! Which book was it that came out of Verity's back?
The Marcus's Divinity book.
Right, it was that one. Okay. I assumed Russ had it.
No, it didn't like me.
Well, that's fair. Not fair that it didn't like you. Fair that that's why Verity had it.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like you either.
But everybody likes Rennas. He's lovely.
I imagine Verity probably would have just face planted the floor and just be like, "Sorry, Ross, I thought you could use a hand."
But I think my little flying bits will probably just get a little of air, and I'll just face plant down onto the rock and glide along on my face, that kind of thing.
Just flying along, rubbing your face against the floor. Bleh. Are we in immediate danger here? Is this place collapsing, or is
No.
magical
It was just the once the twist has subsided, the immediate danger to the terrain ceased to be.
I want everyone to say thank you to Steve.
Cheers, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Russ just vomits, probably.
I help Russ up and kind of help as much as needed.
I appreciate that took a lot out of you both. I still not quite sure how you managed it, or what all that weird red shit was. Never seen that before. But are we gonna head off? Are we gonna try and save Corgan from whatever he's got himself into now?
I think
Just give me.
Sorry, I had to burp. I think we should go and speak to Loic first and see what the report is from Philly Durzan.
So we're going to Philly Durzan?
I'm not sure about going to see Loic. If Steve said he was in danger, maybe the extra time it takes to go and see Loic can sort all that crap out. And who knows what'll happen there? There'll be 17 other people that need our help if we go see someone else.
But Philly Durzan, we at least know what's going on. If we just go, "Oh, hi, Corgrin, what are you up to?" We don't know what they're up against. Well, we can guess what they're up against. It's either going to be Army or Duragar.
Or both.
Or all of them.
So, Steve said that Corgrin needs help. I can do. Hold on.
Did we not?
I believe I can do
so?
more than one teleportation circle, and I think I have the circle to.
Philly Durzan, you do. Assuming it's still there.
It could be.
Philly Dur. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So we can go.
Do we have a way to contact the druids and the centaurs, though? Because we're meant to be doing a kind of a pincer thing around them, aren't we? So.
Yes, that was the plan.
Splitting up again, are we?
I don't think
really
we're
think that's a
splitting
good
up.
idea.
Well, I say that. We're already split up, really.
Corgan abandoned us. We're not split.
Yeah, I can do 2 teleportation circles, potentially more if I do spell slot conversion. But I'm happy to do a quick pit stop at Loic before we go to Corgrin.
I'm sad you didn't make a pit stop joke at the spawning pit.
I personally prefer the plan of going straight there, but I am happy to listen to reason if people want to take a more measured approach. I'm often not the most rational of people, I can accept that.
I feel like going back to Loic, trying to get hold of the druids and centaurs, and then arranging a time to meet them.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose if we go back, hopefully we can get him to arrange someone to get them a message.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
I mean,
have
he's supposed to be
someone else
coordinating this
outside.
fucking war, isn't he?
Yeah, like there's a lot of magic
Probably
users there as well, so there could be someone else who sends message or send or whatever it is that does that mind magic.
Okay, these are reasonable
Left.
thoughts.
Left. Probably the best play for you right now is to report back to the magnate to inform him that the spawning pits have been destroyed.
Mhm.
And with that, the work is spread out as quickly as possible. That will mean that the cults that infest the frontier will disband very quickly. That will guarantee the Free Frontier Collective to fight for your side. Or
This is also very true.
the magnate will only kind of accept it if it comes from Lepht.
Yeah, that's fine. Lepht will get right on that.
Are we letting Lepht go on his own to make this report while we go off to save Corgrin? This is an out of character question, really. Is Zach playing two characters during this thing? Or?
No, this will be the part where I think Lepht is most likely to leave the party because Corgrin's about to come back in, I believe.
Okie doke.
We trust Lepht.
I mean, as much as you trust any high-ranking person in the Tippers. Which is obviously a lot. We're very trustworthy.
Well, Lepht, it's been pretty righteous.
I've despised every single one of your puns, and if this was not a assigned mission, I most likely would never work with you again. I appreciate the work you are all doing to stop this madness, but you are, for the most part, many of you, incredibly insufferable.
And we love you too, Lepht.
Look, anyone
The
would give an arm and a leg to fight with me, and you only had to give half.
The exceptions to the rule are the half-elf, warlock, bard, individual, staring at Rennas,
How rude. I'm
the
lovely.
orc, and the halfling.
So just me and Rennas are the
Yes, so just me and Verity are insufferable. You're all insufferable apart from all but two.
No, I want to try.
You're allowed enough to.
I want to try and fist bump Lepht, but with my bone. I want to try and fist bump his bone.
Let
You're
alone
gonna
have
bone
left.
He snapped his bone off.
bones?
Oh yeah, well I'll fist bump his stump.
Please don't.
So you're gonna bone his stump then?
That's quite disrespectful, but I appreciate the
Okay.
sentiment, I think.
Oh, leave him alone. He's harmless.
Don't worry, Lepht. When I am sailing the immortal plane as a vampire with my creepy husband and beholder friend, we'll be sure to visit.
Please don't. I don't know what half of that meant, and I would be incredibly lucky to not.
I'm sure we'll see each other in the future. Don't worry.
We expect a full army. Don't be holding back on us. Don't let the magnate hold back on us. We need every man we can get.
Lepht gives a little nudge to Otti and Arri. You two are welcome at the Magnate's Palace anytime.
And you're welcome in our lovely secret home.
Good luck finding it. Although I guess you'd be around family amongst all those fucking mountains. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's been invited, so he should be able to go in now.
Oh shit, I forgot that, yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
If you're ever walking through a forest and you suddenly find yourself in a town, it's because we let you in.
right.
Or because you've just come up to another town in the forest. There's probably a few of them.
More likely, yes.
Was Loic part of the Tippers?
Yes.
Yes.
He was associated with them. I mean, he was never a full member.
Like a subcontractor.
They introduced him to us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forced him upon us.
Because they helped him get out the capital.
Yeah, so he owed them a favour.
I don't think Lepht would have liked him because he's, a cult leader.
He's glowing.
Does he worship demons?
Himself.
Yeah.
That doesn't answer my question. Or do I not want to know the answer?
It's complicated.
Okay, I
Please.
most likely wouldn't have liked him then.
He's very
Is
full of
it-
himself.
You can't imagine how insufferable that is, being full of yourself.
The word cult did give that away somewhat. They generally a bit.
It was a fucking cult to himself.
Yeah.
Crazy bastard.
Please ensure we never cross paths. That would be appreciated.
There's a war coming up, and we cannot guarantee
A
that.
new life mission for Verity has occurred.
New quest.
Character
Lock
quest.
left and lower kill a room.
Alright. So with
I
that,
will password to the magnate, and either the tippers or a representative of the magnate will be in touch. Likely both, given that they will be separate matters.
Awesome.
If you need anything, just give us a shout. Just not too loudly.
I mean, probably very loudly. If we're not in the front here, we won't hear you.
Magical shout.
Thinking of that, our sandy person hasn't actually met you, and I'll give him one of the sending stones.
Yay, sending stones for everyone.
Alrighty then.
Don't worry, we can only use it once a day.
And if you haven't used it by the evening, then I'm going to just send you a daily update of what's going on in the day and where we are.
Yep.
And
The unforgotten newsletter.
It's
Once a
currently
day to
5
left
o'clock
only.
over here. We haven't heard from you all day. Just hoping you're doing well.
the food hasn't agreed with us. We've all been pooping like mad.
I'll get in contact with Gerald.
Please.
Take the stone back.
Alright. With that, Lepht bids you all farewell.
Oh,
and
wait.
begins making his way back to the frontier.
Before Lepht
Secure
leaves,
your
I'm just like, Lepht,
Yeah.
can you sign my book?
It is the most eloquent writing you have ever seen.
Thank you, Lepht.
I was expecting
I
like just an X or something.
feel that was a mistake.
I would like to give Blade a fond farewell as well. We will see each other again soon, I'm
was actually
sure.
hoping to have a word with you before you left.
Then that is fine. I will grab Blade and tuck away into a dark corner somewhere.
So, you and Blade make your way into kind of a secluded area that sort of overlooks kind of like an outcropping of the desert and the mountain itself. He's still sort of clutching the wound he got from Khan, but he's relatively okay. He sort of just leans out and just stares into the endlessly blue and hot horizon and says, I really didn't know about Timothy. I knew the Luckstone was a lie, but I knew he wanted the pits. I didn't know how to use the pits. For that, I'm sorry. If I had known, I would have sent word.
I believe you, Blade. I will never not trust you. And there's not many people I can say that about in my life.
Is Blade saying that around everyone?
Oh,
No,
it's just
I was
between
tucked away into a
you
quiet
and
corner.
guys.
Okay.
Do you want to eavesdrop on them?
Like, if I'd heard that, Arri would have kicked off a little bit after everything that happened in Brine.
Like, it's up to you whether or not you want to be eavesdropping on them.
I wouldn't actively eavesdrop. Like, Rennas has just gone through a lot, so...
Yeah. Okay, no worries. So, he says, I believed in Timothy, I really did. Ever since he asked me to look after Nathan's boy. You.
And I don't know where I'd have been without you. I really don't. But Timothy was apparently not the man anyone thought he was. But the Tippers can be the organisation that he once wanted them to be, and my grandfather definitely did.
I've done a lot of bad shit for our family. I've killed people in the family, for the family. I was willing to tear Brian apart because of what they were doing to the people, turning them into demons. It was only because of you standing up for what was right that we stopped that from happening.
There's a time and a place where you have to fight for what you believe in.
I've been blinded by my old ways and by my loyalty to Timothy for too long. I don't care what anyone else says, boy. As far as I'm concerned, this organization is yours now.
And if I come back in a state to claim it, I will happily do that. I can think of nothing finer than leading them down the path that I want them to go down. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad, somewhere in between.
It's ironic that this organization was born from the legend of the Silver Ghost. Betrayed by him, the apprentice of the Silver Ghost led us down a very different path. And now, the grandchild of the Silver Ghost returns to put us back on the right path.
I've got a lot to live up to with that legacy, but I'm doing my best, and I believe the Tippers can be better. If I can be a part of that, all for the good.
Lorandir clearly meant a lot to Timothy, for him to get so twisted in the way he did. Timothy wasn't always like that. He had ideals, he had dreams, he had a vision once. He changed after the Night of Long Knives.
That night changed a lot of things for a lot of people, and there's still a lot we don't understand. But there is more to the story than anyone knows. That much I'm sure.
Yes, well, I hope you find out the story one day and that you'll tell me. I don't know if I'm going to survive this war. Boy, I barely survived this this minor disagreement.
You took away a nice bottle of elven wine. Once this war's done, we'll sit down and I'll tell you everything I know.
I don't care what the history says about Lorandir. I know you're a good one, boy. And
I still believe he was too.
You.
That's good. With someone like you watch my back, I know I'll always feel safe.
Done a lot of wrong shit, Rennas. Probably one thing I've done right.
Lots of us have done lots of wrong things. It's the right things that are much more important. People can make mistakes. People can rise up from them. It's picking the right moment to make the right decision that can dwarf everything else.
I want to tell you something that I have not told anyone since I was a boy.
I'm listening.
My real name is Balfory.
See where you go by Blade. I give a little smile. I'm clearly joking.
We tieflings, we pick names that best represent who we are, but we have family names that only those closest to us know. You're the
I am
only
honoured.
one I can share that name with.
It's truly an honour. Thank you. But you'll always be Blade to me.
And you'll always be my boy. Me.
Now I have to go and save another member of another family. Oh, everyone's always getting into trouble without me. What can I say?
Maybe you are the trouble.
You sound just like the rest of them.
I know you better than the rest of them.
That you do. That you do.
Good luck, Rennas. And can't share a drink with me when this is all over.
Absolutely. Bottle of the good stuff. Or 10.
We'll start with 5, go from there.
Sold.
With
See
that,
you on the other side.
he takes your hand, shakes it. It looks like he's going to go in for a hug, but decides against it.
I don't correct it.
Stiff upper lip.
Yeah, far too manly.
With that, Rennas will rejoin the party after speaking with Blade. And I believe you're all ready to go.
Let's get this show on the road.
Where are you off to?
Back to Parpadellum. Back to dictionary.
No. So, Verity, are you doing teleportation circle or teleport?
It's gonna have to be teleportation circle because I used the 7th level for the pit.
Alrighty then.
Just quick question.
Yep.
I know I have Devil Sight and
True sight.
Eyes of the Scribe, and I also have True Sight because of the stone, but like this is my Eldritch evocations. But I can't think what my third one is.
Your third Eldritch invocation.
Yeah.
You're a sleeping thing, no?
True.
Wasn't it the Tomb of the...
No, it's the fact that she doesn't need to sleep and she can just do light activity or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
And I'd asked earlier in the Discord, I think, does Rennas still have his demon eye? You know, that whole saga with him, like... and
Yeah,
all
he
that.
does. Yeah, no, that's still there.
Yeah, well,
I
has it done
forgot about
anything?
No. Not yet. Not
But
that
it's
you're aware of.
cursed. Okay.
It's cursed, yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, now we have another reason to go and see Corwin.
Another reason not to trust you, you mean?
I mean, was that ever likely anyway? Were you ever in danger of trusting me?
Yeah! Yeah, I've grown quite fond of you.
And as you guys two, as both of you debate this,
surprised.
you dematerialise as you exit the frontier and appear back in Parfadellum. You continue to bicker and banter through the streets. There's heavy activity here. Many more people have gathered. More people
filling
are
up.
ready, and it looks like actually that the soldiers are preparing to move out.
Wait, Head Evoker Sane is there, even though he went
Oh,
into
yeah,
the
I
sunset
forgot
with
to.
Corgrin.
Yeah, no, not anymore. He's gone.
Oh, bye-bye.
Point of your imagination, you blinked and you missed him.
No, he was there and he was like, nah, fuck this, and just left.
Corgrin!
Corgrin! Oh, Corgrin's not here! Corgrin!
Exactly.
Alright. So you make your way across Parfadellum. The normal respects is given to you. Eventually you make your way back to your keep. And your keep is exceptionally busy at the moment. There are a lot of people fully kitted out, moving in and out of the front gates. That are, looks like they're reporting to and coming from the war room.
It's never a good sign.
In we go.
Or stop, like...
So you make your way into the war room. There is a lot of people in here, various officers, and you see Loic there sort of standing over the desk with a map of Windward there with various kind of pieces that detail enemy troop movements. As he looks at you, he says, "Ah, I'm glad you guys have finally come back. Things are happening now.
Well, we should have the frontier on side and the tippers on side, but I don't know how long they'll take to mobilise, and it seems like we're almost ready to go.
No, that's not going to be a problem if we can get them active within the next week. That would be great. We'll definitely going to need them. I'll send out emissaries to get them coordinated with us as quickly as possible. I'll send out word to the frontier rangers to hold the frontier against any northern excursions from the Eagle tribes and the Fire Lord. But we have problems. Well, we have updates.
Don't we always? Lay 'em on us.
Royal 4th, 5th, and 6th Army have finally made their way to the Frost Gates, and they're just preparing their provisions to march into the main Meltokian regions and the Brown regions. The Philly Durzan Army is currently pincered by the Durgar Battalion, and the Royal 2nd Army can currently besieging it. It seems that the Royal 2nd Army has built up a significant amount of defences, and Philly Durzan is on its last legs, Elle. Not only that, but we've heard rumours, reports, that emissaries or even an excursion from the Galath Alliance is coming to reinforce the Royal 2nd Army. And the biggest news is that Vard mutinied on their own. They kicked out the De Blanc Company and the Royal Valence Star Company, and they are currently retreating to their own forces. That's where the good news ends. The bad news is the hordes are moving in on the Vard Primes, and we are not going to be able to get to them in time. Those who survive will most likely swear fealty or on the penalty of death to the king. So, for all intents and purposes, unless we can stop that within the next couple of days, Vard is an objective for us to take. True to his word, the Goblinoid Alliance has not moved yet. They're waiting to see what we can do, as the Mont Garrison is being reinforced almost every day now. The lands below us are currently in a state of peril, as more refugees flee either south or north towards us. We're picking up trustworthy ones where we can go and just sort of direct the rest to safety from the Auric overlords, so we can hopefully expect them to delay the royal armies once they cross the Frost Gates. But the longer we leave them, the more damage is going to be done to the people. The Ashbourne Mountains is currently under the control of the king. There was a nest of, well, sirens up there, harpies and like that, being eliminated from some dark giants, Fomorians, and force of gnolls that have sworn allegiance to the king. And now the Ashbourne Mountains is being used as a stage of defiance against the Meltokian army and the British coalition. And it's going to be real hard for us to link them up when we're being constantly harassed by the forces in those mountains. We know that the De Blanc Company is making its way towards the Truthsayer forces far out into the west. The Royal Valence Star Company, as far as we know, they're on the outskirts of the Everossian Forest, but that was the last we saw of them. We've gathered up all the soldiers that we could, and we're prepared to move out within the next day or two. The problem is Philly Durzan. They are not going to last another 24 hours.
Can you get word to the Centaur clans and Druid clans to hopefully come up to them and give them aid from there? And we're planning on going there now.
I can, if you send that word.
Absolutely.
Eric, we need to rescue Philly Durzan. Their abilities are going to be very... We need them and their defensive formations. The Druid clans and the Centaur clans are gathered on the Tailwind, prepared to defend against the Galath Alliance, But we need you to get to them and lead the charge against the Royal Second Army. Our preparation times are over. The King's ready. We've done everything we can to guard our allies. Now, time for action.
I mean, if the teleportation circle is still up, then we can go into Validarzan itself, and the plan was that Druid and Centaur clans would attack them from behind while we hopefully storm out of Validarzan, being able to beat down the Royal Second Army.
Can we also use the Mykonoid army the colonies to go from underneath with the Duergar?
Well, we could ask the Machinis if they could head off the Svenarblin battalion of the Deep Gnomes. I have it on good authority that they may be moving to reinforce the Duergars. We could have them cut them off.
That seems useful. Any hindrance to their reinforcements we can get, the better. Although those Myconid guys still creep me out.
They're a necessary evil at this point. I ain't gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen. We are outnumbered and we are outmatched, but we have something that they don't.
Me!
We have unity. We are on the right side of history, and we have the ever-glorious power of the Watcher watching over us.
Just complete stony silence as soon as you mention it. No one says a word.
Crickets.
Wait, who's the Watcher?
His patron, which is him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you have a rough number of how many are in the Valenstar and the Blanc companies?
I believe that Jace Valenstar commands 2,000 soldiers, and I believe the Blanc, being the right hand of man, he commands 10,000.
Not a small force, then.
No. But they are high priority targets. If we can liberate Vara, then what remains of their military will certainly join us, but...
If we can break the siege of Validarzan, then I'm sure the armies combined there, we can take Varad back.
The fact that Valenstar is in the middle somewhere is concerning, because we're going to have to try and get to Vorod to try and help them out. But Valenstar being in the woods is probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want, okay, so I can do some spell point conversion, and I think I can cast teleport up to 3 more times today. It will deplete my spells
Okay.
and my slots,
Reduce Verity to a taxi driver.
but I can take us to either the Druid or the Centaur clans. I think. I think one of them had a circle.
I think they've joined up together, haven't they?
They
Yeah,
are
but
currently coalescing at the moment.
Okay.
They will be able to reach Validarzan and the Royal Second Army within the nights of riding.
Yeah.
I would suggest, if you were going to go to them, that you rest up and you charge in with them. But Validarzan is vulnerable from 2 sides, and
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Or here's another plan. What I can do. I can send you guys all to Corgran now, and then teleport myself closer to the Druids and Centaurs and get the message to them, and I can ride with them into the back of the battle.
Okay, you can get the rest with them and then ride him. That would work, I guess. Not a big fan of splitting, but that does kind of make sense.
Need anyone with you?
Pardon?
Do you need anyone else with you?
I think I should be fine. If one of you guys, we have both the sending stones, right? Or does...
I think we got them both back now.
Yeah.
I thought we had 2 sets and we were doing triangles. So there's a set in the bag of holding which I haven't touched, and I think Arri gave one to Lepht.
Oh, I
No,
did
she took it
that.
back. Left didn't see refreshed with
so I can
sending
take
him
one of
daily
the
updates.
sending stones with me, and then I can update you guys on how it's going.
Sounds good. We can coordinate attacks fairly well. As you come up from the rear, we can charge out the gates.
I'd feel better if you
Mhm.
took someone else with you.
I mean, I think Philly doesn't probably needs the most help from the inside, and after doing the teleports, I'm not going to be much help, especially because I don't have the 7th level spell slot left.
We don't want you being in any danger.
I'll be in danger. I'll be fine.
If the next update we get is that Verity has been captured, I'm going to kick George.
I've already done my capture arc, okay? Like, the beholders aren't after me
That's
anymore.
why we know it's possible.
Your husband's just after you now. Or your future
Yeah.
husband, I guess.
And he's only after me if I'm dying.
Or
That's
dead.
the worry.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the problem.
And then if I become a vampire, I become a vampire. I'll still hang out with you guys, don't worry.
But then I'll have to guard my blood.
Or you could donate it voluntarily.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah,
want-
I
I-
honestly don't mind going by myself because I'm literally just going to go be retrieving them, and then at some point during the Magnificent Bowl, I will appear and I'll be all like, rah! And
Oh,
you guys will be like, oh, Verity, thank God you made it!
Okay.
Okay.
Would be typical for some massive, like, magnificent spell, and then boop, scorpion, plant pot, puddle.
This is why I want someone else to go with her.
I mean, I'm happy to go, but I just feel I'd be more used tearing my way through the Royal Second Army.
They're still going to be doing that, just from the rear side.
Centaurs and the druids looking after me.
This is also true.
Like, you guys go catch up with Corgrin. Ross, get your arm back. I'll be good.
Stay safe. I still think you should take someone, but
I think
if you're
I do.
happy on your own, it is your decision, I think.
Worst case scenario, I'll just teleport away from and straight into Philidorzan.
Okay. That's a
Like I
good
said, I got
backup plan.
3, so I got 1 more for an emergency.
Okay. Awesome. We have a plan of ishness.
Okay. So, Verity, you will teleport the party to Philidorzan via the teleportation circle, right? Do you have to go with them? When you do teleportation circle, don't you go with them?
Even if I go with them, I can always teleport straight away afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys quickly make your way towards the teleportation circle and camp out. When you arrive in Philidorzan, those of you who have been here before, it looks a little bit different. There's definitely been more fighting in the streets. There are active fires at the moment. There's currently at least small-scale skirmishing in the streets between the dwarves of Philidorzan and the Duragars. You guys can clearly see what amounts to be exceptionally large explosions coming from near the upper district where the palace is, and a definitive coming from there.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, that's where Corgrin will be. You know he hasn't left Corgrin's side.
However, Verity, despite your wish to aid, you know your mission, and you will cast teleport on yourself, and you will go to the Druid clans and the Centaur clans.
Stay
Well,
safe,
I do,
Verity!
It's a teleportation circle to wherever they are. Because I'm pretty sure I got one.
No, there is one. There is one in Greenspire, but where they are currently at the moment, there is no teleportation circle.
How far is it from Greenspire to where they are?
It was, I believe, it was a day's ride.
If I was to turn into a giant eagle and fly there, would I be able to make it quickly?
It would be a day's. It would still be a day for you because you'd be moving at the same speed as the Centaurs did, or the Elk Riders did,
And how the hell do we get a message to them?
by teleporting to them.
I don't have teleport. I used it in the pit.
Ah.
That's why I was like, I can teleportation circle to them.
So then, yeah. So you can go to Greenspire. You can turn yourself into a giant eagle multiple times, and you can speed your way towards the Druid clans and Centaur clans as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you might have to wait here for 8 hours and rest, and then teleport away, and then immediately ride with them back if you want to get to them. It might actually be quicker for you to do that.
Or we can go to Corgrin and see if Corgrin can send a message to them to get them to move on.
Also true.
Or can Corcoran cast teleport?
Who knows what mysterious powers Corgrin has learned since we lost him?
Probably bloody fireball. No, he spends so much time around bloody sane.
Actually, he's just got a resistance to fire.
Immunity.
But just trying to think what.
Can you, with all your magic, weird sorcery point bollocks, burn every spell slot you have to get enough sorcery points to give yourself a 7th slot back,
Well,
teleport there, and then sleep in the back of a wagon while they charge down?
I'd ask that. Like the spell slot conversion is only up to level 5, I think.
Yeah, I can only do resistance at level 5.
Right, okay.
Hence why I can do a lot more teleportation circles than teleports.
Yeah, that's kind of screwed us.
Ah, God damn it, Ross! Why did you have to let Craxamius be a douche?
Shouldn't do anything. I'm sorry I couldn't close this whole spawning pit by myself, but it was big, alright?
That's what
I
she
know.
said.
You know, it's a big hole, hard for you to fill. I get that.
I think our best way is to send a message. Is to see if Corgrin is able to send a message to the Druid clan. In that way.
Right. If not, I can always teleport there tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Or we find a quiet corner of this war zone
fact,
and you sleep it off.
Otti, piggyback, and I'm just going to start sleeping on Otti's back.
Onwards towards the sound of maniacal laughter.
Hey. So, as you begin moving your way through the streets, a lot of the people have evacuated towards the Platinum Forges and the Stone Hall. It looks like there's been some minor excursions towards near the height of the Allfather and the river itself. Looks like the Duragar have attacked from the river. You would be able to make your way through the streets without too much issues. There would be a lot of people running at the moment, just trying to find, well, shelter, really.
Are we meant to be on the Youth Leaders and map, by the way?
Yes, I'm just sorting it out.
Fair enough.
I'm just moving.
There's not enough craters on it at the moment.
Just burn it.
Alright.
What's up? He's a boy. Oh, he's a big baby. Look at him. He's a big baby.
Alright. So, will you guys be avoiding the fights along the way?
If there is a way that we can, yes. If we have to punch them.
No, you'll be able to make your way through without being noticed if you'd like to make a group stealth roll for me.
think we'd probably want to know where the hell Corgrin is and how he's approaching the situation, since he's been here for, what, a week now, maybe?
If you start asking around with some of the various Fiddly-Dares soldiers asking you where the voice of Moradin is, they will tell you that he is currently in the Vizier Prime's reach. Along with the crazy human. Oh wow, natural 20 stealth from Verity.
I'm sleeping on Otti's back. They think I'm just a backpack.
I'm making all the noise, and Verity's just
Okay,
like...
so the rest of the party is able to sort of cover up Otti's somewhat loud disposition. You guys will be able to make your way through the streets over the course of the next hour, avoiding any conflict. You'll be able to cross your way across the internal river, past Durzon's excursions, until eventually you're able to reach the Vizier's Prime Reach, which is very much under control of Fiddly-Dares at the moment. They recognise who you are, especially Otti and Russ, having been here before. And they swiftly allow you through, up towards the palace itself. And once you get up there, you realise there are quite a few wounded dwarves up here. People who have seen heavy forces of impact. And that's when you feel a tremor. Almost like an earthquake happening in the area. And certain key areas of Fiddly-Dares, where huge stalagmites are above, collapse down, and they land on known Duergar positions. And you just hear somebody says, "Ha ha ha ha! Good one, Corgrin!" Following the sound of a maniacal laugh, you guys can find Corgrin. He's a little battle-weary. He's currently on the plateau that overlooks the entirety of Fiddly-Dares as he's channeling more of his power, seemingly to cause earthquakes.
Oh god, they're bonding.
Did not know you could do that.
Corgrin, you hear this familiar, annoying sound of your ally, Rennas.
I'm hurt.
Nice of you to finally show up.
Well, apparently you need this.
We've been busy.
I don't need you, but my people do.
Well, we're one spawning pit down in the world, so I mean, that's got to be a good thing, right?
Well, I'm glad your mission was a success. As you can see, I'm still dealing with mine.
That's what you get when you skulk off in the middle of the night and don't tell anyone where you're bloody going.
She's got
He
a
told
point.
me where he was going, so he wasn't
Shut up,
alone.
Stain.
Also,
Alright.
define success, because Russ lost an arm, I was dead, and what else happened? I don't know. I feel like so much happened.
We can all catch up later. Right now, there's a whole bunch of Duergar to kill and a fucking Royal Second Army outside. Corgrin, can you get a message to the Centaurs and Druids?
Are we finally taking some action?
Yes!
You didn't tell us you were this fucked up.
I tried, and Loic said that you were all busy.
Yes.
Like, you literally could contact us. You have a direct line
Anytime.
to us. Why are you going through the prick?
I haven't slept in about 3 days.
But you're always a fucking idiot. What's the difference?
Rude. You see, just as he says that, he pulls down another giant fucking stalactite drops on a battalion. Rude. I've been a bit preoccupied.
Yeah,
Well, we're
you can
here
talk to
now.
Loic.
Is Loic your favourite? She wouldn't be offended.
Oh, Moradin, no. That's dreadful. It's just he said not to disrupt you, so I didn't. I might have kept
Why-
you while you were
I don't-
napping, you know?
if Loic told me not to disturb you, I'd have told Loic to fuck off and disturbed you. Even if I
But-
didn't, just for shits and giggles.
But imagine
Anyway.
for a second, you're all sleeping and you get a sending from me, and then it's, oh, Corgrim woke us up, we didn't get our long rest, we didn't get our spell slots.
Imagine if Verity dies and it's all like, Corgrin's not here to resurrect her. He's swanned off doing his own thing.
What made you grumpy? What can we do to help?
3 days! Just the bags and the blood shot. 3 days!
Well,
I'll go
I think
like-
you need to cast sleep on him.
Norm!
Great! Something for me to fix!
Where can we help?
Corgrin would point out, to the best of his ability, some areas that are looking particularly overrun.
As it stands right now, the Underdark Trade Quarter is lost to the Duragar. The defences around the Platinum Forge and the Leaky Boulette are hit. An excursion of Duragar have made their way into the city. The dwarves of Philiderzan are currently pushing them back. But as it stands right now, the Underdark Trade Quarter is lost. The surface
And that's a bit the link to the surface, isn't it?
No, the surface trade quarter is the link to the
Oh,
surface.
sorry.
They currently have that under control. Commander Molten Durabane and the Vizier are currently coming up with a plan. Corgrin, did you need me? Do you remember the information I sent you, or do you need me to refresh you?
Well, there was a bit of information. You are welcome to refresh me, however.
So this all started when a very elite group broke in to Philiderzan and they stole the drum.
Yes.
Now
It wasn't me.
They have now.
I remember that, yeah.
They've now utilised it to box you in, preventing your escape or reinforcements as the Duragar are effectively performing hit and run tactics, taking, street by street with every push that they're making.
So, look. Right now, the Dwagar are the immediate problem, but that's because we can't proceed without them hammering our heels. But we do need to get outside to the Royal Army because they've got not only an affront to Moradin going on out there, but actual serious bad magic going on. And we can't leave without the Dwagar being at least pushed back. So I can do this sending.
Yep, get them in motion. We'll clear back the Duragar, and then we'll all go for the second army.
Sounds like a plan.
Like tactical and shit.
Then Corgrin will cast sending.
Okay. Who do you cast sending to?
Who was it I needed to? I can't remember if it was the centaurs or the druids.
Both.
Well, they're together.
Oh.
They're together at the moment. So
I whisper over to Arri. He's been awake for 3 days, but he's still got level 3 spell slot.
Clearly, he's not fucking trying.
I know. Slacking.
Moradin's been giving him some of the extra juju.
I take those two away. Just move away from Corgrin, because I can sense a fight coming. I don't want it to be with Corgrin.
It's been
So
building up for
obviously,
weeks.
the Sentinel clans is led by Callus Sourceguy, and the Druid clans is led by Raya of the Fall.
Yeah, I was going to say it was going to be to Raya. So it'll be to Raya of the Fall. Greetings, voice of Moradin here. Philiderzan in dire need of your help. Please attack as soon as you can. Royal Second Army at the gate.
The message comes back that says, "We will leave within the hour. It will be it will be a 9-hour march. We'll be there by tomorrow near midday."
Corgrin relays that to Molten Durbane.
Oh, they're currently inside the palace at the moment. Do you want to go inside to tell them?
Yes.
All right. So you quickly head inside, Saito and the rest of the party, and you find your commanders there. I'm just trying to find their map. Everything's not happening.
I'll stay outside trying to pick off some Duragar if the stalactite dropper was gone.
Well, I
I'll
mean,
try and take
he's
his place.
doing this for the camera. He just likes being held, you know. He's pretty stupid. He's not doing anything though. I don't know if this counts as like cruelty to animals.
I think he's just giving him too much nip. He's just too chill. Yeah, Puka's not a massive fan of being picked up.
Ah, here it is.
Oh.
Alright, so... Yeah, so there isn't any immediate fighting happening around here, Rennas. You'd have to go down into the streets if you wanted to...
Oh, okay. It's only because he was summoning earthquakes and stalactites and shit. I thought.
Yeah,
that
no,
was
it's
cool.
in the very fast distance where they're breaking it, he's like creating an earthquake. Infinity goes down itself.
Yeah, I can't quite shoot that far.
Okay, so you guys make your way in to the palace itself. It's been retrofitted since you've last been here, Otti and Russ. There are a lot more defences in place. Many of the rooms, places, corridors have been transitioned to something more of a military encampment and like. Quickly make your way through towards the throne room. You are very welcome in there, Corbin. And you find Commander Malta Durabane, Vizier Regal Mithras, and Ambassador Lugdon inside there. Fine. The commander turns towards you and says, the voice of Moradin! You got a report for me?
It does a very, half-baked salute. The centaurs and the druids are on their way. They'll march in the hour, and they should arrive midday tomorrow.
Where are they attacking from, boy?
I believe they'll be attacking the Royal Army outside, so I imagine they'll be coming from behind.
Well, Vizier, this is the chance we've been waiting for. I recommend that we undertake my excursion, the one they suggested. Vizier sort of leans back on his throne a little bit. He strokes his long beard. His one eye, which is crystallized with a ruby, just sort of shines in the firelight.
Very quick question. Does my true sight see anything right now?
They are all as they are. You don't see anything. They're not being disguised or anything like that.
Not me being sus, but okay.
No. The Vizier just sort of leans forward and says, it's risky, Molten. Very risky. We'll need the Durgar out of the city if we are to succeed in this plan. Commander says, well, I'm sure the boys' reinforcements will be able to help with that. Guardians of the Forgotten, legendary warriors, known across the lands for their defiance against the corrupt king and his tyranny. How'd you like to kill a full Durgar for us?
With pleasure.
At last count, we've probably got about 100 Durgar running around causing havoc at the moment.
So what are the rest of you going to do?
Well, we're spread out, securing our city, boy.
Don't
interrupt me again.
Sorry.
If you can get into those streets and take care of them, we can gather up our forces, give our men the rest they need. We can re-secure our border between them and the Underdark trade quarter. The plan is as follows. We contain, with the majority of our forces, the Durgar, prevent them from attacking from behind, and then we take our best soldiers, led by myself, and we attack the humans in their fort outside. We break through their defenses, we recover the drum, we break their magical hold on the area. This plan will now be made possible if the centaurs and the druids ride to our aid. The vast majority of the humans' forces are currently inside their forts. Chances are they'll move the majority of their forces out to meet an invading enemy, which will give us a chance to break into the city itself, or the fort itself, and aim for the tower. Their commander, Set Egeri, must be eliminated. I task you, Guardians of the Forgotten, to destroy the enemy commander and rout the army.
Kill Set, steal the drum. Got it.
Very good. Those of you who wish to rest, you may. Those of you who wish to go secure our streets, you may. If they say that if you say our reinforcements will be here in 9 hours, then we'll march in 8.
We will clear as many Jorgar away before then.
Very good. Dismissed.
For a short rest. Kind of gather our shit together. It's fine if not, but...
Well, who would like to try to secure the streets of Philidazan and who wants to rest?
I want to kill some Jorgar.
I want to kill some Jorgar.
Oh, I also want to kill some Durgar, change my mind.
I've got some nice shiny armor I want to try out.
Yeah.
Like, will there be an opportunity to rest after we kill the Jericho?
You might not have enough. You might not have enough time for a full 8-hour rest.
Just because, like, before the big fight, I want to be able to have, get ready. I guess.
It's 9
Yeah.
hours. 9 hours away, so we'll have time to do a short rest afterwards. Before
Isn't
we all go.
it 10 hours? Because they're going to leave in an hour, and it takes a 9-hour march.
So we've definitely got time for a short rest afterwards. But we got to do it now, otherwise there's no.
If you want a long rest, I'd say long rest. I'd say stay here and rest. I mean, it's Jorgar.
You effectively have half a day before midday.
Yeah.
I must admit, Verity, you're our secret weapon. It would be nice to have you at your most powerful.
Would Corgrin be at all exhausted, out of spell slots, etc., or is he
Pretty much, Corgrin. It would be heavily. The Vizier actually would command you to rest at this point. You fought harder than anybody else in Philidazan, and he needs you at his best if this plan's going to work.
Let's probably have a word with him and just be like, Corgrin, we understand you've fought hard for your people the last few days, weeks, however long it's been, but we need you at your best. Please rest, and we'll pick up the slack.
No good to us dead.
I'll set up a hut so the conditions would be slightly more comfortable. And I'll be like, come on, Corgrin, nap time.
Right,
I mean, you're literally inside the palace. Imagining it's pretty fucking comfortable already, to be fair.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good cushions around.
Would I be able to cast one more spell before resting?
Yeah, what spell did you want to cast?
Regenerate.
Make a luck roll for me, so just roll a d20.
Let's see if I'm running on fumes. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
You do not have a
Incredible.
spell slot available to regenerate Russ's armor.
It's just it's just a whole minute of that, and it's you left,
Just
you
no
walked
magic
away,
happened, which is Corgrin stood there.
you've walked away, and he's still just there's absolutely nothing.
I'll just be like, just watch you groaning there. I'll be like, I think he's having a seizure or something.
Come on, Gramps.
Just get
let's
some
get
sleep.
to
You can
bed.
try again later. I'll be keeping my eye on you, and I'll point to my little demon eye.
Oh, okay.
Or you
Alright,
could be
fair.
really kind and give me your armor.
My armor.
No, Rennas!
This is the first time I get to use my armor. This armor is very, very cool, Corgrin. Not even you could hit me.
I'm just being a little shit, it's fine.
No.
I know. No, Rennas loves this armor. He's never giving it up. Also, if something doubles a dex bonus, it makes more sense to give it to the person with the highest dex.
Yeah, Corgrin.
Game break this shit.
Can we
Corgrin.
take a quick
Yeah.
5-minute break then? My son's just woken
Yep.
up.
Yeah, why
Of
don't you?
course.
Ye-
No, I'm just bitter about my 18 AC.
I love how I go away to get myself a drink, and then on my way back, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a 5-minute break.
Yeah, so now's your time
Yeah.
to do other things in your break. I don't know. Start a cult. Yeah.
I just
Already
want
got
to.
a call.
I don't 100% what happened with Craxamius in the whole spawning pit thing.
Don't worry,
but-
we will speak about it later.
Yeah, but let's just say there might be consequences.
I get the
Probably.
feeling he tried to take over you.
Like, I've been given a GM whisper that there will be consequences.
Oh.
I think he was trying to eat every single soul that's ever gone into that spot.
Or use it for himself to summon things from his side.
It definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't have been good for the rest of it.
I wasn't too sure if it was like Craxamius kind of empowering himself to kind of take more from the spawning pit, like souls flying around, or if it was me borrowing extra power from him and then there being consequences for me, a kind of debt thing.
I think the consequence is the fact that we stopped it and Craxy didn't get what he wanted.
I mean, you tried to close a spawning pit for demons, and your patron, who technically isn't a demon but is kind of sussy, and
My
might
patron-
actually be a demon.
He's a god. He's a god. I'm fairly sure he's a god, but he's interested in collecting souls and yeah.
Yeah, having access to a direct link to his plane or all the souls that were damned or something like that seems like a pretty big
Look at that
thing to have,
What is that?
and then not be allowed.
Wait,
Well-
was it before I joined that Jack said there'd be consequences, or after?
Oh no, it was at the end of everything.
Don't
Don't want to spoil anything.
Craxamius! Date Steve instead. Steve is
No,
great.
I know you just get nothing but good fun from this horse, and I just have to deal with shit after shit after shit, going and stab old people in one token. Like everything. I'm just evil. Sucks. I wouldn't be a lawful good character. But at least I call sword and stuff, so it's not all bad.
But yeah, like, I'm a bit hazy on the plan here. Is the plan at the moment just like kill the Durgar that are in the town, or are we going to the Underdark Quarter now, or is that after?
I reckon
think
that'll be
that's after.
I think that'll be clarified when Jack comes back. But I reckon there's probably hang on, Durgar are the little weird bearded guys, right? The guys with the
Correct.
white beards. Okay, so it looks like they're mostly concentrated towards the southern bit of town anyway. So it might be one or two in the kind of middle, near the All Father thing and all that, and then probably head towards the Underdark Trade Quarter. But it looks
Jack
like
said there's
everything
about
else.
100 in the streets.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how strong they are either. I don't know if it's just going to be little, like, last 5 and a go, or if it's going to be actual big fights to get there.
To be fair, it'll
I'm
probably
just
be a
worried
plan
'cause-
and then be end for the night, because we normally finish about 10:30, don't we?
Like, I'm just concerned because it's like, whilst I could fight now, I'm depleted of like a lot of my big spells.
You
And
took
so
a
by the
long
time the big fight
you-
comes along,
yeah.
I'm not going to be very useful.
You took a long rest at the spawning pits, right?
Before we did the
Yeah. Yeah, so since then you used 2 teleportation circles, is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
which is both my level 5 spells.
So you've got 1 level 6 and otherwise everything 4 under.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's okay for, a few fights with Durgar, especially if you're not the only one there and you can just, yeah.
But it's just like after that, I'm not going to be helpful in the big fight.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, feel free to rest and let the rest of us do stuff, and then. But
yeah,
at
I'm
least
just
you
trying
don't.
to see if there's any.
I was gonna say, at least you don't need to teleport to the the druids and the centaurs anymore, and they seem to be coming our way anyway.
Yeah. Well,
So
see, like,
yeah.
my plan was when we go up to meet them to teleport onto their side as well, so I could help lead from behind.
Yeah.
But I could probably get away with doing that with like a dimension door. I'm just trying to see if there's any spells I can give you guys now to like help with anything, but they're all like a minute long.
Fine.
Unless I could turn one of you into a T-Rex for an hour.
I'm good. Why is
Well,
there
when
such
Jack
a
gets...
Why is there such a loud buzzing from Jack's thing?
Not sure.
Does everyone
Yeah,
else
we'll
hear
see.
that as well? Yeah.
When Jack gets back, I'll see how long it'll take you guys to travel across town. If it takes you guys a long time, I can just be like, I'll turn you all into eagles before you go. That way you can get there super quick. Might hope. Cause I just... you know.
I love how Verity is basically like our wildest card. Like, no matter what kind of shit we get into, we never know what's gonna happen next, and it just fits in so well with the wild magic thing. It's just, yeah, George is gonna do something weird last minute, and...
Yes. Like, in the other campaign, we finished The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. This finished it, and at the end of it, my Owlin and the Tabaxi Ranger, because at some point my character got like real estate within the Fey realm, and so we used it to set up like a zoo run by animals for animals. Because I was an owl and he was a cat, and it was like, and we'd just been kidnapping all the animals throughout the whole campaign. Yeah. It was a good one.
I just finished a campaign as well, actually, where we just leveled up to level 10 just before the final big fight. And then had to fight to long rest for the final fight, and it all turned out okay in the end. We had enough distractions and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a campaign that was going on for like a year and a half, but we only played like once every 2 months, so it was yeah, pretty spread out.
Yeah, this one was like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was good. I liked playing a stupid character because I was an Owlin Barbarian, and it was very fun.
I might also go to the toilet while everyone is kind of missing.
Yeah.
I'm going to change the name of this cat to Slitter at this rate, because she's being a shit!
Yeah, I can't tell if his screen is frozen or he's just still not here.
No, I'm pretty sure his screen's frozen.
Ah, the kitty cat got stung by a wasp the other day.
Get the whole, like, swollen paw thing.
No, it was her mouth. She decided to eat the wasp. So now she has a poorly paw and a poorly mouth because she decided to eat it, and she was very, very sick afterwards.
Is she okay? Did you have to take her to the vet?
Rich was far too drunk to take her to the vets, but the swelling went down within, like, I think it was about 4 hours. The swelling had gone down, so we didn't bother taking her to the vet. But yeah,
Drunk.
Of course, Rich was drunk.
Yeah, it actually led to a conversation of what you do. Like, there's no such thing as a cat ambulance, and if you need to go somewhere, I'd been drinking in the garden since 2 o'clock because we were having a barbecue. But yeah, it did concern me. I mean, we could have just got a taxi, I guess, but.
What you do for that anyway? It's not that they can give like magical anti-venom or anything, right? It's still.
Well, I mean, there's like there are antibiotics if she is allergic to anything, but it didn't look like she was. Like she settled straight down again. She was a little bit. Well, she was sick and she pooped a bit. But then within an hour, the swelling had all gone down and she seemed fine.
She was like meowing at us and everything.
Yeah, she's such a quiet cat.
Yeah.
So.
But you're lucky that that's unusual for you, because Lucy annoys the shit out of me all day, every day. He's on the floor there while I'm trying to work, and he's just like, he doesn't even meow, he goes like, and just like rolls on the floor, and like tries to jump on the desk, and knocks everything over, and because he's so huge, it's a problem. And he's just never quiet. Also, my girlfriend did cat sitting for me while I was away. And when she slept in the morning, he decided he didn't like that, and he bit her face.
Oh, the shit!
But not in a like actual painful way. But when he doesn't like you sleeping, he does bite your face. I thought it was just me. He did it to her as well, which means he's getting too comfortable. And also, if that doesn't wake you up, what he does is he grabs his paw and he hooks your nose like that. Just gets his claws right in and kind of. It's horrible.
Cats are hilarious. She'll listen for me waking up. And like this morning I had to wake up to pee at like 4 a.m. and I was like, I don't want to look at the cat. And she like tottled into bed. She was like, she came and tottled into the loo with me, and then she came and tottled back onto the bed with me, and she was like, are we getting up now? And she went, you're gone under the covers. Okay, I'm going now, bye.
Now, whenever I tell someone that my cat's named Lucifer, they're like, oh, such an evil name, why would you name your cat that? And I'm like, it actually really suits him. Like, it's just pure chaos all the time. Like, you try and give him treats, he will just, like, full on tromp your hand or anything, just going after you, he will swipe at you, and but he's also really cute and cuddly, so I don't blame him, but, yeah. Meg's looking awfully serious.
Just reading.
We had a white cat for a little bit, and he was an absolute horror. Absolute horror. He was a horror. He loved you. He hated us. It was hilarious, but it was horrible at the same time.
He was very cute. He didn't like me sleeping though.
How's your cat settling in now, Meg?
He's a shit.
He's a shit.
So he's gotten into the habit of like when me and Ben are upstairs, just walking around downstairs talking to himself. Just going as he's walking around downstairs. Like just proper has conversations with himself, and it's like, the fuck is he doing?
Is it like at night time, or is it just during the day?
Yeah, it's during the day sometimes as well, but it is a lot at night time.
Cats love the night, that's the problem. sleep all day, and then they're just like, oh, it's nighttime. It's waking up time now.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I mean, obviously, I love cats, but I'm like, I don't know why everyone loves them so much when they're actually, like, a good 50% of them are just straight up evil. It's, you know, it's the fact that if you have a dog that's very, like, growls at anyone or is remotely aggressive, you're like, oh, put it down or whatever. And with most cats, like, you're pretty expected to just be mauled, like, once a week or something.
Cats tell you they love you by biting you, though, so it's kind of like,
Oh, Jack's vanished. That means his camera works.
Has he not been gone for ages for you? Because he's been gone for fucking ages, like on video.
It depends on
He
how
said, "I'm
long ages
leaving."
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's obviously hasn't been here for that long, but he was still on video for
Yeah,
most of that.
that's all I mean. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've just been looking at an empty chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jack was like completely there one. Like when you were asking if his camera was frozen, I was like, well, yes, of course it is. He's not there, and I can see him. I didn't realise it was just me. That is
Yeah.
weird because everyone else's camera was working, so it was only Jack's that stopped for me.
Oh, Jack's camera always freezes for me. Like, must you lay on my mouse?
Squeak, squeak. I mean, they're a cat. They're supposed to chase mice.
Yeah, but why lay on? Like, why? Okay, clean yourself on my desk. It's fine. There he is.
Oh, and I'm back. Sorry about that.
Greetings.
Right.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah, no, you just had a bad drink, that's all. Kids.
Wish I had someone to comfort me when I had a bad dream.
Oh, well, you're a bit far away, so.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably for the best.
Okay, so Corgin and Verity, you are gonna stay behind and get your full rest, aren't you?
Yes.
Right, okay. So Otti, Rennas, Russ, and Arrabella, you're gonna head out into the streets of Philly-Derzan and try to chase the Duragar out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, okay.
I don't know if it makes sense to tackle the ones that are close and kind of like slowly, you know, push them back.
Yeah,
or if it makes
do a
sense
big
to go,
push back.
or
Well-
to go for the ones further away and then have the ones in the middle kind of destabilized.
The plan, as Moulton said it, is basically just secure the inner city, and then they can send their forces to basically
Yeah.
secure the breach here, and then they can send the majority of their forces out through the surface trade quarter to attack the Royal Army.
Yeah. Okay.
Verity, is your broom attunement?
I don't think so.
It isn't, but I did roll a natural 20 when practicing with it.
I'm just wondering if maybe someone else wants to borrow it, so maybe we can scout from above to look out for Jorgar. And then that person can guide the rest of us. Or, in fact, no, Russ is also resting. Are you resting, Russ?
With you?
You're coming with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so your little wing booties could presumably do the same.
I can fly, yes.
Elevation just seems useful in an underground.
I could turn you all into eagles till you get there.
Well, we're gonna
It's
bump
going to be a
into them,
continuous thing. Yeah, look for some, kill some, look for some more,
Okay.
kill some more.
Alright, then to bed with me.
Okay.
Night!
Arrabella and Rennas, can I get dexterity checks from you two, please? Otti, can I get either a strength check or an intelligence check, your choice? And Russ, can I get a charisma check or a dexterity check from you, your choice?
Even with a million dexterity, you're still...
Yes, this is why I need pluses to all my rolls, because my actual rolls are shit.
Yeah.
Still back to the mine, though.
Still better than mine.
Alright, okay.
Oh my god, we all suck.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, Otti, in the course of the next 2 hours, you do not expend any of your spell slots as you engage the Duragar with HUD and your various weapons. Getting in nice and close. The Duragar do get the drop on you on this particular. It's just not your day. So you will end up taking 25 points of damage over the course of the next few hours.
Yeah, that's fine. Understandable.
And you would, because it's purely a natural one, please choose one of your fighter-based abilities to expend.
Yep.
So it could be second wind. It could be
Second wind doesn't make sense. Probably indomitable.
indomitable. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've used one of your indomitables. Okay. Right, Arrabella. You fare a little bit better. However, getting engaged with them to the extent you do, it does take you a few hours to rout some of the forces that you get through. Because you have a multitude of assortments, I'm going to allow you to choose whether or not you'd like to lose hit points or if you want to expend spell slots.
It would, because it's fighting, it would be hit points. She wouldn't really use spell slots and this sort of thing.
Okay, so you would lose 15 hit points over the course of the next few hours.
1-5, yeah?
Yeah.
Done.
Alright. Okay, Russ, you had a pretty good charisma check, but because you were focusing on your magic, you're able to route your forces within an hour. But you will expend one of your Warlock spell slots doing so.
Okay.
Okay. Rennas, you barely get hurt with your armor. And you yourself are able to route your route your enemies within an hour as well. You will only be taking 5 points of damage during all of that.
It's been a good day.
Whilst Corgrin and Verity are resting, you four are able to rally the Philoderzan forces, and you're able to force the Duragar back past the river and crossing the Platinum Forges. And you're able to re-secure Philoderzan, at least momentarily, after about 3 hours of conflict. The Philoderzans will move, seal up the breach, hold the river, and prevent the Duragar from attacking again. Meanwhile, the Philoderzans will be moving across the city towards the surface trade quarter in preparation for their attack above ground. So, you four will have now got about 6 hours to do with as you see fit.
I would like to raid the Philoderzan potion supply if there is one. I hate not having any potions.
Make a investigation check for me, please.
If it helps, I don't mind entirely if people don't know I'm taking them.
I'm fully aware of that.
70.
Okay, so you find a civilian stash from Derzon's excursions. What manners of potions would you be looking for?
Just the healing types.
Okay.
As many healing ones I can get my hands on.
I'd say with that investigation, you would be able to find 2 common, 2 greater. Okay. The majority of them have already been taken up in preparation for the troops, so you were lucky to find what you did find.
Absolutely. I was not actually expecting to find that many. I was hoping to get 1 or 2, but yes, that's lovely.
Man stealing straight from the mouths of civilians.
You won't be complaining when you go down and I'll stick one of these fucking potions down your neck, will you?
Looting in war is an age-old tradition.
All is fair
An
in love.
allied city.
And this is how they bought my alliance.
Definitely take a short rest,
Okay.
which would get back my Warlock spell slots and Bardic Inspiration.
Alright then. So Russ will basically spend the next 6 hours resting with Corcoran and Verity.
I'd also try and reassure civilians and stuff.
That's okay. Like, you do have a. I mean, you try your best, but dwarves, they look at you like a fancy elf sort of thing. They don't see many elves around these parts, so they don't discriminate against you. They just they treat you like a lost child sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm just picturing like the violinist on the Titanic, just going around, just playing songs, and what's like,
No.
yeah, stay strong.
To inspire courage, we're here now, but
I mean,
apparently not going that way.
Because
Yeah,
I imagine they go up to you and they're like, "Are you lost, fella? Where's your designated dwarf?"
I think I'm going to.
It's just purely because you're in a dwarven place.
Where's your spelunking, buddy?
Okay, so Otti.
I think I'm going to put out some fires. Try and reduce the amount of damage if possible. If there's active fires going on, use the magic ray of frost and things like that to try and put out some of the fires.
Okay, make an intelligence check, please.
This is another nat 1. I'm going to go mad.
It does help. You're able to reduce the amount of damage that the fires have been started to the point where quite a few rescue and firefighting dwarves who would be otherwise containing the damage can now be distributed elsewhere to help maintain shore up defences. So you do have an impact on that regard, and it does make the Philadelphians into a bit of a... their defences are a little bit stronger now because of it.
Lovely.
Which compensates for them being a little bit weaker because of me.
Arrabella, what do you get up to?
She'd probably just be wandering around, just checking to see if she can help, anything basically. If there's any civilians who are still in places they shouldn't be, taking them somewhere safer. If there's, if she catches Otti putting out fires, she'd probably try and come help. And
so basically, you'd just be assisting Otti in what she's doing, really.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Alright, Otti, go ahead and make another intelligence check. This effectively you're rolling at advantage now, So yeah, you actually, with Arabella's help, you actually pretty much reduce all of the fires in Philadelphia. You are a busy couple of bees for the next few hours, and the entirety of the services that will be dedicated to damage control can now be redistributed to maintaining the barricade in the Blasphemous Forges. The Durgar are going to have to really push if they want to get back into the city now, whilst the army pushes out towards the humans.
Hooray!
Go us!
I mean, Corgan's been here 3 days. We just fix everything in an hour. God.
I mean, Corgan, they've done a good job for today, but tomorrow, that same thing will happen all over again. They'll break the defences. They'll breach in. They'll get a little bit. They get a little bit closer each day.
Yeah.
I know. I just can't resist a chance to take a dig at Corgan. What can I say?
All right. Okay. The eve before the battle. Probably about an hour due before the army is supposed to march. I would say you all find yourself back in the Vizier's palace. You've finished Verity, Russ, and Corgan. You have finished your rests. So has Same. Same will be joining you in the battle, and he'll be leading a battalion of Durgar. Sorry, not Durgar, Philadelphians.
Wow! Sane just convinced them all to change sides.
Is that crazy? Yeah, so Same will be on the battlefield. He'll be commanding some Philadelphians, so he'll go join them there.
Winner, winner.
Molten Durabane will also be leading the assault. The Vizier will give you a request, Corgan. Please make sure the commander survives.
I guess we're staying near the commander then.
I'm going to take the small barrel of Bullet's Blood ale out of the bag of holding, and I'm going to put it on a table, and I'm going to say, that's for when we get back.
Nice.
You could put the endless decanter of booze or whatever it is we have.
I'm gonna need that, so maybe later.
Alright.
I'm also going to give... I think I already gave Verity back her diamonds, but I'm just going to make sure I gave Verity back her diamonds.
We're a bit short on healing potions, aren't we?
I mean, I just acquired 2 greater and 2 common, but yeah, so that brings me up to 2 greater and 5 common is what I've got. So I can bring people back, but I can't give much health.
And there's...
I have 2 common.
You've got 2. There's 10 in the bag by the looks of it, and 3 greater.
Nothing, so I'll take 2 common if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a greater as well. Makes sense to dish everything out, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ross, you've got Misty Step, so if I give you a greater in case someone else goes down as well. Corwin, what sort of weapons are they using? Are they doing any specific sort of damage to anyone? Is there something that we need to be prepared for? Anything like that?
I would imagine it's quite similar to dwarven weaponry. Hammers, war picks, spears, maces, those kind of things. Would I be right in assuming that?
Yes.
Just a darker version.
Exactly.
Okay, we've only got 1. Okay, I won't worry about that then. Let's just see if there's anything else in here, any other potions and stuff. But
Don't you have potions of strength and stuff like that?
No, I think they've been used up.
Okay.
So, is there anything you guys would like to roleplay with each other prior to this battle?
I have I'm gonna do a quick little prayer thing to Steve. I'm just gonna be like, Steve, about to head into fight. Gonna be a big one. Don't know if you're friends with Marden, but we're doing it to help his dudes. And if you want some juicy tea on Marden, I do know that Corbin pissed off his wife at one point.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere different.
Don't know if that's helpful for where you are, but peace out. Appreciate the help, dude.
Peace out.
I think it's a long road to get to this point, but I think this is the beginning of the end. This is where we reclaim our freedom. Death to all the demons! Do you all feel inspired?
No.
Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Roguish inspiration is shit.
Fair. What you don't know is every time I roguishly inspire you, I'm going to just pick in your pocket.
That I do believe.
Am I happy to see you, or is it just your hand in my pocket?
A little bit of both.
I do. I know I left on less than ideal circumstances, but I'm sure, as you can now see, it was certainly dire, and my people needed me, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I can only say that I hope you understand if the roles were reversed.
Oh, you sneaked off on us, but we know you did what you had to do, and honestly, we got on mostly okay without you, so it seems like it was the best decision, even if it didn't
Plus, you're
seem like that at the
literally
time.
missing an arm.
I'm sorry. Mostly well. I died. And then my vampire betrothed came to try and resurrect me as a vampire, apparently.
Yeah, we kicked his ass. It's fine.
Otti kicked his ass.
Yes. Verity may have died, but well,
It was Assassin's Corcoran.
I'm confident it won't happen again. And also, Rennas, I'll wave my arm around, perfectly competent nonetheless.
Now that's a lie. Did you piss off the assassins, Verity?
No, it was the
I think we
first
pissed
time
off the
I called
assassins
that,
by
and I was literally
existing.
just stood there. I didn't even have
Oh.
time to piss them off. That was the
No.
most annoying part of it.
They appeared out of nowhere and shot her like 20 times.
That is very. Oof.
The one we caught and eventually killed did say that if you were there, he would have got you.
Could have tried.
That's what I said.
I'd much rather you be around and be a target instead of my sister, to be honest.
Thank you for being Verity's cannon fodder, Corgrin.
Thank
Your
you.
contribution to the party is important.
Yes, evidently my absence was noted.
You know it was, you prick.
We had to deal with this dude called Lepht Armstrong. And it's just the tip.
It was more
Opposite
on the tip before he lost his arm.
He did the opposite of growing on us, you know? Quite liked him at the start, and they just got worse and worse. And just when I thought it would get better, it got worse again. Just, honestly.
Luckily, he's gone forever now. We'll never have to worry about him again.
Though he
He
did have big
sounds-
butt cheeks.
Wow. Was he tall? Was he short? I mean,
He's a big,
but-
hulking guy.
so they were just constantly in your face then. Oof.
I'll just be like so muscular and kind of blush.
Dear me.
Yeah.
Left an impression on
Like-
some of yous then.
Left you, Corcoran. He had great looks, terrible personality. You have a great personality. To war!
Hey, yeah, Moradin, can I send them back?
Nah, you'd miss us too much. You know it.
For once, you're not far off.
Are we ready to do this?
Yep.
Starts with Philly Durzan, ends with the world.
Ugh,
We're
I'll
trying
roll
to
my eyes
we're
at
trying to
Rennas.
save the world, right?
Yes.
Some people.
I don't know about Rennas, but yeah.
Just
Might
here to
just
kill
l-
some demons.
You might just loot potions from the world.
Oh,
Look, we needed those potions. They were important.
Corgrin, which reminds me, we've had some news about Vorod as well.
Hmm.
It looks like there was a
Forward revolution.
revolution. That's what I'm thinking of. And
That sounds good.
yeah, and they kicked out De Blanc and Vanisar. And so, but in doing so, I don't know what has happened with any of the prisoners.
Corgrin will spit on the ground as you say those names and just, well then, to Vorod after we liberate my city then.
That is the plan.
Okay.
I'm a better taxi now as well. Slightly, only slightly better.
We still need to get a little light up sign. Although, to be fair,
She said she was better, but we still had to travel by circles this whole time. I
like
just
I'm
don't
wondering
understand
if she
this
has the
plan.
light cantrip and just cast it on her hat, and when it's lit up, it means that she's ready to move.
I said
I like it.
slight.
Alright. Before the battle is to begin, Russ, your patron wants a word.
Okay.
Danny
Get the
Crackers isn't
feeling-
happy.
You get the feeling wants utter privacy.
Okay. I'll tell everyone I still
To
don't want.
leave.
No, I don't want to raise suspicion because I don't want everyone
I
to
gotta
think that
take a
I'm
shit. I'll be back.
something like that. And we're like, oh no, I feel a bit nauseous. Just gotta go throw up. I'll be back in a minute. Something like that. Or taking a shit's fine too. That can take forever, can't it? So.
Oh god. People only take a shit when there's like a plot device involved.
Oh no.
What we've been doing this whole time, just yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you find yourself a nice private area.
To take a shit.
And your mind escapes from your vision. And you are in a dark place. And you see a multitude of red eyes staring down at you. We had a deal. Honor the bargain.
I'm aware, but didn't. I mean, did you manage to get any souls from the spawning pit?
None. I was disrupted by that itch. I want her soul. Russ. I want it now. You will go to her. You will cut her throat and bathe in her blood, and I will feast on her soul. If
I mean,
you do not do this, then we have a problem.
Would you not accept anything else in return?
No, she disrupted my ascendancy. And
Well, there's other.
infinite supply of souls taken. I want hers.
It doesn't sound. Don't. You were I never promised you an infinite supply of souls. You just got your eye on it, and then it got taken away from you. I understand that's hard and all, but that's not our deal. Can't we still work on the deal we had before?
Are you refusing me, Russ?
She is my friend, my ally, and a very powerful sorceress that can get us out of trouble. You don't want me dead, do you?
I do not want someone who refuses my requests learning my secrets.
Your secrets.
Your powers are given to you because I teach them to you. I've shown you the very fabrics, the foundations of the multiverse, and how to bend them to your will. I showed you how to summon a blade beyond all measure, channel your power through it, break the very laws of nature, and this is how you repay me.
I'm grateful for
wrong.
everything you've shown me, but it seems like your demands are increasing with time, and that's not our deal.
I chose the wrong brother. Then.
Brother?
If you will not do as I say, then perhaps Rubor will.
I hope he doesn't.
With that, your mind comes back to your senses. You see around you. Your connection with Craxamius has been severed. If you wish to take any more levels in Warlock, you must find a different patron. Your powers as a Warlock remains. You can use everything that you have learned as a Warlock, but your pact with Craxamius has been broken.
Okay.
He severed ties with you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to say good riddance, but, you know. Maybe good riddance.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't come back and bite you in the ass later. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. He's just like normal guy, you know, just regular tantrum, it's fine.
Okay.
Ah!
I mean, you could have tried to do what he asked. I could have taken you.
But I mean, whatever
You know-
scenario, we'd end up losing one of you.
Verity, I'm taking a shit!
Hey, just remember, there's always room in the house of Steve.
Yeah, I don't want to
Get
know.
in, you patron.
Welcome to the house of fun. Do, 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 do.
Hey, the Watchers always get, taking warlocks. Just speak to Lorik.
Do not. You're like, we will exile you from the party if you take Lorik as a fucking patron.
Or there's the great old one, you know, I've heard that's a good one.
Yeah, fair. I mean, better him than Lorik, just saying.
How many more evil entities can we get going against us? I wonder.
Enough, I'm sure.
You're certainly making some enemies. I'll give you that.
My crappy brother.
Well, maybe you won't be so crappy next time you meet him.
Rhubarb always treated you rather well. It's just that he was a little bit too overprotective and never really truly believed that you were capable of looking after yourself.
A little bit to pally with Edgar, it seems.
Yeah, well, maybe he doesn't know just how bad Edgar really is. And he's a knight now, so...
What I'm hearing is your brother didn't think you could protect yourself, and you've been gone from him for, let's say a month, and you've already lost an arm. Just saying.
Okay.
It's but a flesh wound.
Oh,
Beyond-
speaking of,
Yeah?
do you want your arm back, Russ? Like as a now kind of thing, or a later kind of thing?
As soon as you fucking feel like it, kind of thing. But
Yeah, alright.
Can't believe it's taking you this fucking long.
Regenerate. I'll spend my 7th level spell on it.
Okay. So Corcoran comes over to you, Russ. He places his arms on your bony exterior, and you can feel the washing energy rush over. You can see the flesh sewing itself back into existence from your shoulder down to where the bones actually began, and then slowly surely you see blood, muscles, skin return to your hands, and your arm is fully formed once again. Down to the very
Ogren's touching his bone.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be like Raised Dead, where like we have to do a skill check to see if my arm wants to come back.
Speak to the arm. Persuade the arm to return.
It's just there in the afterlife, like, no! Yeah.
I've held
Crack
things you
Samuels'
don't wanna
fucking puppet in it.
know. Rawr.
We had a
Okay.
deal, Russ.
Rawr. Now I've taken your jerking off arm. Ha
Great.
It was me, Edgar, all along.
ha. Why not?
Ugh.
Okay. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do prior to the battle commencing?
Ogren touched Russ's bone.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So,
Charge!
Commander Molten Durabane exits the Vizier's palace. You all follow him. The citizens of Philiderzen exit their houses onto the streets. They line up and they cheer for your victory. They pray that Moradin will guide you safely. As the remaining soldiers gather what arms and armor they can. And the vast majority of Philiderzen's forces coalesce into the surface trade quarter. Commander Durabane will give you all 100 dwarves each to lead. You will be responsible for your own actions and their actions on the battlefield. He cannot have you move as a group. You're far too valuable to be placed in one area. He needs you in as many places, doing as much damage as possible. When the drum has been located, and when the commander has been located, your orders are to coalesce together, form on a singular location, and take him out. Fences around the commander will most likely be the hardest, so the task will fall on you. You will be part of the second wave. The first wave will charge up there, push into the streets as much as possible to disrupt their defences. Then you will follow in. Preferably at the same time, the centaurs and the druids will arrive. He's hoping that the majority of the humans' army will go outside of the gate to meet them in open field. It would leave less enemies for him to deal with inside the streets. But since you are on this side of the wall, it would mean that the centaurs and the druids are most likely going to need help. If you are not there with them, they are taking the brunt of an overwhelming force.
So we need to tear through our side as quickly as we can to get to them.
Effectively, you have... He's calling the removal of Set and retrieval of the drums as your primary objective, and saving the centaurs and the druids as a secondary objective, only if the first is... only if you can, basically. He wants you to focus on defeating the commander.
Wait, so is he going up to be up with the... what you call him?
Molten Durabane will be part of the second wave with you.
Okay. Who's going up to where the druids and dwarfs are?
He's leaving that under your discretion and your company's.
If you
Okay,
wanted to get out and broom over to them, that would
Wait,
work, I guess.
Head Evoker Sean going? Sane.
Same, yep.
Okay, can I take something from Sane and just be like, this could potentially help me teleport us all up to you once we're done down here?
He gives you a crudely drawn portrait of Corgrim.
Of course he does.
I slip it in my book.
There are X's over the eyes.
I slip it into my book. I will be keeping this. We will join you soon, Sane. Good to see you haven't
I'm
gone.
gonna blow things up!
I'm just looking at the forces that the druids and this centaurs have. Is it the 500 druids, 200 satyrs, 200 dryads, 1,000 sprites, 100 pixies, the elk riders, the triants, the mounds, and the centaur warriors?
That's right. They are marching in force.
They're the ones that are marching. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. When word comes that allies have been seen on the horizon from the scouts, Molten Durabane gives the command to charge upwards and attack the humans. The first wave screams Moradin's name, and they march up. Over 1,000 roars. You wait about 30 minutes. When word comes that they've established a foothold in the city, Commander Molten Durabane orders the second wave. He mounts his boulette, and with the boulette cavalry beside him, he flanks the foot soldiers as they also charge up. When you get to the streets, or when you exit the caves, you find yourself going through a shattered gate of a fort. There are buildings here, large buildings. Looks like they were repurposed from perhaps Dwarven architecture. You know that there was a minor sort of outpost up here, kind of a checkpoint, if you will. So there were some buildings up here, but the walls are a new addition. More buildings have been placed. The humans have been busy. There is sounds of screaming, combat, explosions in the air. As you begin to fan out, spread out, to engage the Royal Second Army.
Charge!
Oh god,
That's
this is
where
a
we'll
lot.
call it a session, guys. So, next session, effectively, you guys are going to have to decide which forces you want to command. So, there's the dwarves, the boulettes, the centaurs, and the various druid forces. Guys, basically, you guys will control them effectively throughout the battle.
Okay.
I will be controlling the humans, and they'll be, as you can see, they have responded to the incursioning army, and the majority of the human forces have gone outside. There is currently some kind of magical device or defense happening around the walls of the fort at the moment. But I'll let you guys decide how you want to do this effectively. We'll start next week, and effectively each token represents maybe 500 troops, maybe 100 troops if they're, particularly skilled or whatever. How this will happen is you'll control them, you'll move into engage, you'll roll a d100 to see how much damage you do, and there'll be a slight CR multiplier based on that.